Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United against Sheffield United. We're back at the Theatre of Dreams. We're not back there as fans, unfortunately, but we are back there in the sense that Manchester United are playing a game of football. Very excited. Team news is going to be officially in the next 7 minutes, but there is some leaked team news for you to talk about. Very, very hot in the UK today. Very hot in the UK, and it will be very hot at Old Trafford as well. This doesn't worry me though, because I look at Sheffield United, and without being stereotypical, Sheffield is not a hot place. It's not, let's go to Sheffield for a beach holiday. It's the same as Manchester. And if we have more of the ball than them, which we will do, they're going to get more tired than we are. Because look, you're playing the same game, but it's an easier game when you've got the ball. And it's a harder game when you haven't got the ball. So I'm not worried about the heat. I think United have got the better bench as well. So, the leaked team is that team that's on the... No, it's not that team on there, actually. That is not the leaked team. That is a team I think it's going to be on the left-hand side. The leaked team has got Eric Bailly at centre-back and not Lindelof. It's got McTominay in midfield and not Matic. And it's got Greenwood. So, there's two changes in the leaked team. I've just gone with that team because I think this is going to be the team on the left-hand side. Obviously, I wanted to see Mata and Bailly playing. Mata on the right and Bailly on the left, on the right of the centre-backs. But this is the team I think it will be on the left. The leaked team has got McTominay instead of Matic, and it's got Eric Bailly instead of Lindelof. So we're going to see how it's going to start. I mean, Mike Mate says Bailly better start. We'll wait and see on that one. The leaked team would be awesome, says Loud Steel. Antonio, why is your profile pick a City player, says Harry. And no, not Ryan Axon. We're not doing that today. And I thought Lindelof went off injured versus Spurs, as Manchester is ready. He did, but he's not injured. He's not classed as injured. I think he will start Lindelof today. I would like to see Eric Bailly playing. I think longer term, I've said this before, we do need to have the situation where our centre back is a player that is quick. But we'll see what happens. Please don't choke, United. We got to win today. I'm very excited about it. I think we are going to win. Look, the blades, Sheffield United, I think those blades are going to be blunt. They've not been particularly good in their last two games. Aston Villa, all right, the ball went over the line, but it would have been a lucky goal. It wasn't like they headed it over the line. It was a defensive error anyway. And Newcastle, they were soundly beaten, and they don't have Dean Henderson today, and they are missing Egan as well. I think United have got to beat these, and especially in the context of Leicester dropping points last night and Chelsea playing Man City tomorrow. Friday morning, we want to wake up 6 points behind Leicester and 2 points behind Chelsea, and I think if that happens, then we're in a really, really strong position, aren't we? Big game today. Come on, you Reds, says Jake OG. And Bailly hasn't conceded a goal in 2020. His pace is crucial, says Mike Mate. Yeah, but Eric Bailly hasn't played many games, has he, in 2020? Thanks for the super chat. The first one from Ollie Chadwick. Hello, Ollie. He said, would have loved to have seen two strikers up top against the three centre-backs, especially without Henderson and their best centre-back. Oh, mate, look, hold out your hopes. You don't necessarily... That could be the case. We don't know how we're going to line up in this game today. We could see a diamond. We could see a midfield four and two up front. You know, he could put Rashford and Martial up front. Dan James didn't play well on Wednesday, and he might on last Friday, and he might think, you know what, I'm going to put Martial and Rashford up front, and I'm not going to drop McTominay. I'm going to play McTominay, Matic, Pogba, and Bruno, and play a midfield four. He could do that. We need more goals, says Kylo7. I'm gone for 3-0, as you know on my preview. I've gone for 3-0 today. I think goal difference could be quite important. I know Leicester have got a better goal difference than us, but more important today, it's about the win. I expect Sheffield United to be compact and play with a bit of pride. I mean, effectively, if they lose, their slim chances of getting top four are gone anyway, but I think they already have gone. Don't want Bailly anywhere near the starting 11, says Sean Turner, and if Matic don't start, Ollie is just picking McTominay out of favouritism, not footballing reasons. Interestingly, strong words from Sean there. It's an opinion, and it's an opinion I understand. There are people out there, I know Ricky's the same, not a big fan of Eric Bailly, but for me it's about getting a bit of pace into the centre-back areas. And on McTominay, I like Fred, but yeah, I think Matic probably should start. Same Matic should start for Louis, says Kay. And thanks for the super chat there. Make sure you subscribe if you are new, bottom right hand corner. I think we're getting close to 718k. We could hit that today. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Share the video if you are watching. We've got 7,000 with us already. Official team news is 2 weeks away. 2 minutes away. This is the team I think it's going to be. The leaked team, which was on our website today, was Lindelof out for Bailly, and on that team, Matic out for McTominay. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. King Mello says that 4-2-1-3, De Gea, Williams, Bailly, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Rashi left, Greenwood right, and Ighalo up front. Well, yeah, but there was talk of Ighalo starting as well. I think that would be... I really wouldn't respect Ollie for dropping Martial. I wouldn't agree with that. I don't think Martial did anything worse than what Rashford did last Friday, and I think you don't do that to your striker, and Ollie knows that as a striker. But look, you know, a lot of people would agree with that. It's all about opinion, isn't it, at the end of the day? I think the most important thing is, like Stephen Diak says, Paul Pogba's got to start in this game today. There is no question that Paul Pogba must start this match today, and if he doesn't start, I think that there would be questions asked there, because it's like, why are you risking not doing that? So let me just send this to Flex. He should know this stuff. He sends me bloody voice notes when I'm live. Okay, I think Bailly is Maguire is our most talented centre-back. He'd be great next to Maguire if he could stay fit. And the team news should be in. Let's get the team news. Well, actually, it won't actually be in yet, will it? Is the team on the picture on the right team, says Elias. It isn't the right team. The right team will be coming through any second now. And it's in. Martial does start. Matic starts. Greenwood starts. Lindelof starts. So the team on the right-hand side is the right team. There you go. I predicted this. I should get the mention then. I mean, look, I had a predicted lineup in the team in the preview of what I would have done. But this is the team I've predicted, obviously, for today, and it's absolutely spot on. We don't need to change it. It's De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Greenwood, Rashford, Martial. I don't have massive issues with that team. I'm very happy with that team. Pogba's starting. I think Matic deserved to start. Greenwood on the right, never had a problem with that. I thought he could have played Mata, but I haven't got a problem with that. Lindelof and Maguire, he seems to want to stick with Lindelof. And that's up to Ollie, isn't it? We will always be susceptible to the long ball. We will always be susceptible to pace. But to be honest with you, Sheffield United don't have a lot of pace. So, look, I ain't got a problem with that team. It's absolutely fine. I'm happy with it. I think it will get us the 3 points that we need. On the bench, you've got Romero, Bailly, Williams, Andreas Pereira, Fred, James, Mata, McTominay and Ighalo. No bench spot for Jesse Lingard. Now, I don't know whether Lingard's got an injury or he's just swapping him around with Pereira, but we've always known that he can't get everybody on the bench. So it's interesting there that no Jesse Lingard on the bench. Andreas Pereira, Fred, James, Mata, McTominay and Ighalo. And however you want to dress it up, and I think it's important to dress it up like this, Matic is McTominay has been dropped and Dan James has been dropped. You know, you can dress it up how you like. I like both players, but they have been dropped, and so has Fred. So it's good. It's good from Ollie. He's showing leadership there. He's not showing favouritism. He's picking the right team. I think Matic had to start. I think Pogba had to start, and I think Greenwood deserved to start. So James, Fred, and McTominay come out of the team. Should Lindelof have come out of the team? Look, at the end of the day, if he'd done it, I wouldn't have disagreed with it. But there you go. Member Stephen Thomas, welcome, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. You see a little badge next to your name. You can use the emojis, and if you want to join, click the join button for that. Brits Abroad 354, not bothered who starts up top. None are out and are predators. We need to buy a striker. None are out and out predators, he says. Mark for Football Director, great predictions. I'm still a little concerned about small teams. Do we have the tactics to break them down, says Magic Eye. I tell you what, that's one of the first times I haven't had to change the team sheet. Absolutely got it bang on. Joshua Bowater, after seeing Matic in the lineup, wouldn't be surprised if Ricky bangs out an overhead kick in his back garden in his pre-match video. Humberto Zamano says, what happened to Brandon Williams? Is he injured? He's on the bench, mate. Luke Shaw's number one. Monsieur Jock, latest member of the United Stand Members Club, welcome. And Rory McLean as well. Welcome. Thanks for joining. You get your little badge next to your name if you become a member. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for everybody who's tuning in, and thanks for your super chats. This is the team he had to choose. Easy decision, says Jack Brown 852. And to be honest with you, compared to my preview team, if you remember my preview, the only two differences were Eric Bailly at centre-back and Juan Mata right wing. And remember in the preview, it's not about predicting what Ollie does, it's about what I would have done. I think Mata would have been a decent player to play in this game, and I think Eric Bailly, for that pace at the back, would have been a good team selection. But when it came to setting up the stream a couple of hours ago, I put that team up because that's the team I think Ollie will play. There's a difference between what you would do and what Ollie would do, and I just felt Ollie would go that way. And I'm very glad that he has. Brilliant lineup for tonight's match. Let's have it, lads, says Cameron Hood. And Sean Turner says, probably our best team. I'm happy with it, but Sheffield United are going to sit back, so I'd have gone with Mata over Greenwood just for the creative spark. We're going to be a very dynamic front three, though. I'm quite happy with that. Welcome to Alex McMahon and W, latest members of the United Stand Members Club. And hey, Mark, do you think United should try and take advantage and score as many goals as possible? Goal difference may be an issue when the table is so tight, says P2247. Well, thanks for the super chat, mate. I don't think it's a case of Manchester United taking advantage. I think they will want to, Manchester United will want to win every game 5-0. It's about whether Manchester United can do it. And as I reiterated before, very important for United that we do start winning these games of football. We've got to go out there and get 3 points today, but we've also got to go and get 3 points consistently. The challenge is there for Manchester United today, and it's what we do with that challenge that will make a very big difference to how this season ends up running. But I'm very confident. I look at that Manchester United side. I look at how we've set it up. I look at the fact that it's Old Trafford. Old Trafford looks beautiful, by the way. You're going to see it at kickoff. The way they've done the murals, it really looks like there's fans in the ground. It looks superb. Really, really good job that they've done. Very, very happy with what they've done. And I'm very encouraged with that team news as well. And I just... There we go. Okay, Bruno Fernandes, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And do you think we play with one holding midfielder today, says Edvin Lundstrom? Yes, I think that was absolutely key, and it's probably a big reason why Matic is actually playing, because we are playing with that midfield option of Pogba and Bruno being able to push forward. So I think it's very important. Welcome to Cameron Hood, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And Aditya says, I love the lineup. Bailly could have been in it, though. Yeah, I mean, I think this has been something that's been running on for a while. Max said he would have started Mata over Greenwood. I mean, because Greenwood can always come on. Is this a free-to-air game, says Chase Bergner? I've got no idea. I watch it on Sky, so I don't know. I think there's been a lot of you talking about Bailly starting over Lindelof for quite a while now, and Ollie clearly favours Lindelof. But the weird thing I would say is that, and I said this last night, I think, is that back in the autumn, it was very obvious to me he was going to give Twansebi a go next to Maguire, and then Twansebi got injured. With Eric Bailly, I just don't know what it is. What it is that Ollie doesn't get. I mean, not get, that sounds very rude. what he doesn't like. He's the manager, it's up to him. But there's something about Eric Bailly that he just doesn't like. Because Eric Bailly's been fit for a long time now. I mean, I know 3 months of it's been lockdown, but he has been fit and he has been played. He played against Chelsea, didn't he? And he played very, very well. I think that was a league game, if I remember rightly. So he has played in big games for United, but he still favours Lindelof. I think today will be fine, but I will sit back and I'll keep saying it, and I'm sure a lot of you will. Anytime we have problems with pace, it's there. It's there. And I had somebody on Twitter today saying, oh, Goldbridge is just all about pace. It's not about pace. It's about balance. It's about a balance in your team. That's why I think we need pace if we want to go to the next level. What's this? Super chat from Nayagan. He says, hey Mark, I love the content. Keep up the good work. If United lose today, does that mean top four gone for you? To me, yes. Yes, I agree. I don't know what everyone else at home thinks, but if we don't take this opportunity today, I do think top four is gone. You can't not win today. I mean, Sheffield United have had a good season. Give them respect, but look at the lineups. Look at United's lineup and look at the Sheffield United lineup. It's not even a joke. They haven't even got Henderson. They're not playing well. We've got people like Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, Pogba, Bruno. There's 5 players there that in a different way are all class. You know, Pogba's a world-class player. Bruno's going to be world-class. Rashford's going to be world-class. Martial could be world-class. Greenwood's going to be a superstar. That's Matic with his experience. And look, Matic is perfect today because he's playing against players that are like him. There's nobody who's like tiki-taka, going to get past him. He can run that midfield. Should be an easy game for Maguire and Lindelof against the team that's going to sit deep. They're both good on the ball as well, which is another reason he might have gone with Lindelof today, to be fair, when I think about it. Because Eric Bailly, Sheffield United have got no pace. Lindelof's better on the ball than Bailly. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, it should be a win for United today. Simon Heldon says, hi Mark, do you think there is a discussion to be made as Greenwood is our future number 9? He is for me a more natural finisher than Martial. That's exactly what he's going to be, Simon. That's exactly what he's going to be. How does a speedy centre defender solve the problem? If it's Maguire that needs cover, I understand why a speedy centre defender, but it can't fix it all, says Frederick Larson. Because you're just talking about balance, mate. I was speaking about this today on That's Football. Terry and Vidic, both world class, have an issue. If you play Terry and Vidic together, massive problem, lack of pace. They're going to have to play deep and they're going to need a bit of protection from people running at them. Terry and Ferdinand, Vidic and Ferdinand, or Terry and Carvajal, they've got a pacey player next to them. It's a balance thing. It's not it's not FIFA and L2 and just sprint. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a defensive recovery pace. I remember back in 1990, in the Italia 90, England had like Mark Wright and Terry Butcher playing at centre-back, but they had Des Walker next to them, one of the quickest centre-backs who's ever played in the Premier League. And he would just catch anybody. And you look at that goal on Friday night, a quick centre-back, Bergwijn doesn't score. That's why it's important. You try and balance your team. And centre-back balance is very important. It's not for now. It's not for now. It's an issue that we've got. And for me, I've always said it's an issue if you want to win the league. I don't think we can win the league with those two. We can definitely beat Sheffield United. We can definitely beat Brighton. We can definitely beat Villa and Bournemouth and Norwich. So I think Lindelof's probably going to keep his place for a few games now. I certainly won't be predicting he gets dropped again, unless he makes a big mistake. Why no Timothy Fosu Mensah on the bench? Pereira proved he isn't the man for us. Give Angel and Timbo a spot. They can be both great players for our team, says Zachary Purvis. I think it's very hard to get on the bench. I mean, even Delo's not on the bench, is he? So, it's not easy to get on the bench at the moment. Who else have we got? Super chat from Joshua Bowater. Hello, Joshua. He says, Mark, if we don't get top 4 this year but still get Sancho, do you think Ollie will get another go next year? I don't see Solskjaer being sacked, whether we get top 4 or not. I don't see that happening. Joshua Harper, a right-footed player on the left and a left-footed player on the right. Let's see how we do, Mark, says Joshua Harper. And Alan Thomas says, hey, Mark, do you think Sancho / other transfer targets are watching this game? I think a lot of people will be watching this game, whether they're United fans or not. I think Ronaldo will be watching this game. I think Messi will be watching this game. It's a football game with Man United playing. A lot of people will watch it. Welcome to the club, Frank69. Thanks for joining. And Nilsson says, hello, Mark. In a worst-case scenario, where could United end up if we screw up every game for the rest of the season? Glory, glory, Man United from Norway. Oh, mate. I mean, we're not going to screw up every game for the rest of the season, are we? We don't need to talk about that. But that's the... don't forget to stretch, Mark. Good point. I do need to get my stretchers in today. Which reminds me, actually, I was just going to check something in the live comments. Let me just make sure. Yes, it's in the live comments. It's in the video description. I'm wearing my Anthony Martial t-shirt today because it's hot, hot, hot. But if you want to get one for yourself then this summer, we've got Bruno t-shirts, Martial t-shirts. The link is in the video description. We do ship worldwide. I'm not wearing it for that reason. I'm wearing it because I like it, and I'm wearing it because it's hot. But if you want to get one, links in the video description for you. And Ben, and his second name is Dover, says there will always be bias towards Lindelof with both him and Solskjaer being Scandinavian, and he's probably also easing Bailly in fear of injury. I think longer term he might also favour Twansebi. That's a good point. If we can't win against the Henderson-less side, we don't deserve top 4, says Ian. And please, no jinxing today, Mark, says Matthew Gordon. Don't worry, I've learnt my lesson about jinxing. We will not be jinxing anything today. I'm confident United are going to win. I'm not going to start saying anything at all. Let me just tell Draughty something. I can't do that. So, yeah, I'm happy with that team. To stop and start. Okay, I think we're going to get Flex on anyway, see what he's got to say. Oh, look at this. All tangled up because I'm a prat. I've tangled it even more as well. Tangled. Crap film, as far as I'm concerned. Let me just take your super chats. We've also got one from Luke Valentine. He says, we need to take advantage of this game and hammer Sheffield to pick up the team's confidence. Pogba is key for our future. He is going nowhere. And the Royal Mail X says, good luck tonight, guys. Good luck tonight. That's nice of him to say. There we go. Hopefully we can get old Fleck on. See what he thinks about the team. You know he's going to be positive. He's not going to come on and say, what a rubbish team, is he? He's going to be very happy with it, I think. But which I am as well. See what he says. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
How you doing?
Yeah, all good, all good. Just got back in time, just seen the team news. Had a quick look, and I think it's the changes that we expected to see. Apart from, I think Fred, I didn't see Fred as that bad against. Well,
he's dropped He's dropped Fleck. He's dropped Fred and McTominay, hasn't he? I mean, I was saying that before. You've probably not heard it. I said, let's be honest. He's dropped James, McTominay, and Fred. That's what he's done.
Yeah. And to be fair, when you look at the balance of play, Fred didn't have his best game. I don't think he was the worst, but James certainly didn't deserve to start this game. Greenwood come on and showed enough there. Pogba, we all know about that. That's a very easy decision to make. Like you said earlier, it wasn't like Ollie was contemplating that. If you've got to contemplate that, do I get top 4 and play my best players or not? Then he should be out of the job anyway. And the McTominay ones, yeah, I think it's fair. I think it's fair because Matic came on and done well. I'm sure Ricky will be over the moon. And to be fair, Matic probably deserved to get a hold and roll in there. And like we've been talking about it before, which I've said on many of shows, if you're going to play Pogba and Bruno, I think the most perfect person in terms of balance probably is Matic on paper.
Yeah, definitely. I ain't got a problem with that team. I mean, to be honest with you, I think I've said it before. I think that the team that he's been selecting out of those midfield 3, if he'd picked Fred behind Bruno and if he'd picked Fred or McTominay behind Bruno and Pogba, I wouldn't have gone mad. I would have just gone,
no.
As long as he's picking Bruno and Pogba, that's what today's all about. I mean, a lot of people have been saying Eric Bailly should start. What do you think about that?
Do you know what? With that, I was a bit conflicted. I can see why, but then I think the show that I did on Sunday, shout out Adam, Saeed, and Ricky, and I think when I left that conversation, I kind of felt a bit differently towards it. I think longer term, we know that partnership has frailties in it in Maguire and Lindelof. But the issue is, and what Ricky kind of brought up, and I understand that, is that when you actually think about it, we're not leaking loads and loads and loads of goals. We're not leaking a ton of goals. It's just that every so often when we do leak a goal, it's usually because we're looking at it and thinking that partnership doesn't always complement each other. But in terms of the whole back 5, we're not really leaking loads. And to change it, it's clearly been Ollie's partnership for the whole year. Bailly's obviously been injured for the first part of it. And then he's obviously brought him in a couple of times here and there. But realistically, to change it with 8 games to go, I do kind of understand the notion of is there really much mileage in doing that? Long term, yes, we're going to need. I think we do need to strengthen in that area to find a more suitable partner for Maguire. But I think largely we're not actually conceding that many. It's just that when we do, it's like those real big kind of blatant obvious ones, and same with De Gea. So in the context, you're not, what you might get with Bailly, where he's more athletic, you might misjudge the ball because he's a bit rash or pull someone down, where because he reads the game a bit better. And I think that's important to remember. When you try and backfill one issue, you might end up with another in a different way. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think we've got one perfect solution, because we know this what it is with Bailly and not keeping fit. And yes, he is a bit rash, but he's more athletic and strong. But then Lindelof reads the game well, can pass well, maybe a little bit better on the ball than Bailly, but obviously not as physical and powerful as him. So I don't really blame Ollie for not changing it now.
This makes me laugh. I'm just looking at Sky, and they've spent the last minute with the camera on David De Gea. This is the mainstream. This is the mainstream media for you, everybody. Where's the camera on Harry Maguire? Let's get the camera onto David De Gea, and let's spin an agenda that's actually there. May as well put it on the back of the Beano, because this is for kids. This is a kids' bloody argument. They're still on David De Gea now. This is for idiots. Football. Yeah. No wonder football has such a bad reputation, because it's football. It's bloody pantomime, bloody idiotic agendas, that is. Why is the camera on David De Gea? Yes, he should have saved that shot. You said it yourself, Flex. He should have saved it. Yeah. But let's look at the centre-back partnership. That shot never should have happened. Maguire makes the biggest mistake of anybody, and he's hardly had any scrutiny. No scrutiny at all. In fact, the only person I've really heard talk about it was Rant saying, should he be the captain? Which I thought was a fair point. And if Lindelof had any speed, he would have covered the bloody shot anyway. So, look, De Gea should have made the save. I accept that. But we've had a week of De Gea, and we've had nothing about the centre-back pairing, because it doesn't fit the agenda, man.
I will say this 100%. The Harry Maguire thing. Listen, has Harry Maguire made us better defensively? I'd say yes. Has his impact been as big as a lot of people think it has? I'm not so sure. I think, look, we know what happened with the price tag, and what we had to pay and stuff like that. So that comes with huge pressure, and it was probably way too much for a player like Harry Maguire. But it is that because he's English, he's in the England squad, he had a decent World Cup. It just feeds into that narrative. The British media obviously always want to build him up, because they want their English players to be confident. And you're right, it doesn't fit the narrative. I mean, look, people always laugh at Ricky when he says that, listen, Chris Smalling is way better and stuff like that. And look, I don't 100% agree with that. But what I do agree with is, how big is the upgrade? That's the question. And look, I think Harry Maguire has been good. I think he's come into his own. I don't think he's the complete player that we think he is. I think he needs to find the right partner. He can be a very good player for us and a leader, etc. On the captain thing, I was saying to Rance, I just think Ollie's picking out of a poor pot. I don't think we have a lot of natural leaders, to be honest with you.
No.
And Harry Maguire was probably just the best out of not such a great bunch of leaders. But long term, we're going to need to find the right person for him, because it's not like a Van Dijk where, no matter who he plays with, he'll raise them up and he's got everything. Let's face it. That's just being honest.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Harry Maguire. What I don't like is agendas. I don't, and I think that I don't want to see people shifting their anger from De Gea to Harry Maguire. I want to see United together as a team, collectively looking at that. And look, you know what? That point against Spurs. I mean, please, let me just say this. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We're about 300 away from 718,000. So let's see if we can do it before kickoff. Wow. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. And if you are watching and you have already subscribed, you can click something. Please click the share button. Share it on Twitter and Facebook. Sam says, I don't think it's an agenda. I just think De Gea was targeted because it's a repeat since 2018 World Cup. Many errors for quality expectation. And I think Rashford should be our future captain, says Daniel Luciano. I think in relation to
just really quickly on that, Mark. You look at David Luiz, yeah? He made a massive mistake. Obviously, he makes them a lot. I get that. And I'm not saying that...
Leno's made more mistakes than De Gea this season. And apparently Leno's one of the best in the league. So...
There you go. That's what I was going to get onto. You know what I'm saying?
It's only 2 goals in 7 games he's conceded, which again, you can sort of flick back towards Lindelof and say, well, why should he be dropped? Which is what you were saying as well. I just think it's time for everybody to come together and you know, a lot of people are saying it in the live comments. Sharon says also shout out to all you all for beautiful people. Nice there. And I think Leicester did us over with Maguire. They knew they had a better player in Sionku coming in. So Stephen Dowd. I like Sionku. I think he's quicker than Harry Maguire, and I do like him. But I've got no problems with Harry Maguire. And I think that what's interesting is that the reaction to that loss on Friday night. I think there was a lot of people who'd just been waiting for football for 3 months. You know, if we get that win, you know, we're definitely going to get top four. We draw. We should have won that game. I've watched it twice now in its entirety. We should have won that game. But look at what Leicester did. Drew with Watford, drew with Brighton. You compare drawing with Spurs, and Spurs beat West Ham last night, so they're not terrible.
Yeah.
That draw against Spurs, as long as we now tonight win, and Brighton next week we win, and then I think we've got Bournemouth after that we win. As long as we win our next 5 games, then that point against Spurs will be a good point. That point against 100%. Spurs will. It's always the same when you draw a game. It can be a really good point if you go and win your other games. So I think that maybe we are being. This is why I pointedly said what Sky did with De Gea there, because this is the manipulation of the media. That 2 minutes or a minute on De Gea there is to get in your head before the game to start scrutinising our goalkeeper, right? And is that what we should be doing as a fan base at this moment in time? Should we be scrutinising our goalkeeper? Should we even have those thoughts? I don't think we should. Should we be thinking Ollie out? Should we be thinking, McTominay should start? I think it's a squad game. I think Ollie has dropped 3 players, but I don't think they'll be there bumping their gums. I think they'll be ready to come back into the team on Saturday, or if they're needed tonight. I think that's a good point against Spurs. And I think it's time to be positive. And I think it's always, you've got to be careful of the media, because United are always a story. I mean, there's McTominay there. He's smiling. He's happy,
Yeah, he's fine. He's got to bide his time. And like I was saying on the show with Ranch yesterday, with McTominay signing a new deal, he'll understand that his squad role will be, sporadic, or, because if Bruno and Pogba stay together, which, it looks like he's going to stay next year in Pogba, then you've got 3 players in Matic, McTominay and Fred that are vying for one spot at all times anyway. So it is going to be a bit of a rotation, So I've got no problems with that, and we should. And look, that's what we said, especially coming back from such a long time out. We all said we weren't gonna, go off on Ollie and do this and do that, because look, we know it's been a long time out, and he's got to find what works best for us, and we need to hit the ground running. But I think the key is there. We said that losing that game would have been catastrophic, but if you draw, it was a bit of a narrow result, but you can build on it. And especially with the way that, with what we know we can do, we've got to be able to go on this run now, which is a kind of concern, because we haven't done it since Ollie's been interim. We haven't done that, but we've got to do it. And you look at the games that we've got there. I don't see a reason why we can't. Bournemouth have come back and have been absolutely terrible. Crystal Palace, you expect them to go there and to get the job done. We've got winnable games, but this one is a big one, and Sheffield United are not where they need to be since they've come back. They've really struggled. I think you've probably got the W on that one, Mark, because you were saying that you could see that they weren't going to be
doing well at the moment. I said before. Leicester are going to bottle it, and I said Sheffield United will bottle it. So they're both doing it quicker than I thought, though, which is why we've got to take advantage. Sheffield United team, in case people want to know, I mean, why wouldn't we? I think that's one thing we've got to be very careful of, is not disrespecting Sheffield United. They are still high in the league, and no Henderson, so Moore's in goal. Robinson, Jagielka and Basham. I mean, look, they're going to play really deep with Jagielka in their back 5. Stevens and Baldock make up the back 5. Norwood, Lundstrom and Fleck in the midfield. We're going to be very, very energetic. And interestingly, you know what? McGoldrick and Muzet up front do have pace.
They can move.
Yeah, so, I was saying this. I was saying maybe playing Lindelof and Maguire in this game doesn't matter too much, because you don't actually associate Sheffield United with pace. But he actually has put...
See what Muzet done to us?
Yeah, they've put 2 players up front there who literally, I think Sheffield United are going to look for an outball, and maybe that will be a problem. Because now, if I'm Ollie, I'm looking at that and thinking, you know what, Matic and Pogba, I might want you to play a little bit deeper. And Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, I might not want you to go forward. And this is the problem. And I remember Vidic or Rio saying this. When we played together, because we were the perfect pairing, we basically would send the fullbacks forward, the midfielders up the midfielders forward, and we'd say we'll deal with it on our own. And they would. Yeah, they would do that. I don't think, this is my thing about Lindelof and Maguire, they can't do that. because there's a certain ball into the channel that's going to cause them a problem or over the top. So,
does them every time. We've seen it. We've seen it so many times this year before. It happened against Newcastle. It happened against Leicester early on in the season. I remember we kicked off, and after like 3 or 4 minutes, Maddison was just clean in. One ball over the top.
Yeah.
And luckily we got back and blocked it. But that's what I'm talking about, the frailties that are in there. And you saw what Musa done to us earlier in the season when we drew 3-3. He scored a fantastic goal from outside the box. I'm sure it was him.
Yeah.
Their second goal, right into the corner. David De Gea, no chance. And he was just causing us problems. I think it was Phil Jones that he muscled off the ball at the time. Obviously, he's not playing today, but you know they are quick. But also, you have to think, if we go there and dominate possession like we're supposed to, though, and put these guys under some serious pressure and make the goalkeeper work and get the goals that we should deserve if we put in that type of performance, Musa and McGoldrick rarely get a touch. You know, they rarely get a kick. They'll be frustrated.
They're doing a lot of running back in their own half.
They're doing a lot of running, exactly. So it's all about our application. If we allow them to just sit comfortable and we don't move the ball quick enough, because we know Sheffield United are going to play a low block. We know we know what their formation's all about, and they're one of the best teams at playing that formation, hence why they are up there with a shout for Champions League football. Maybe not so much now, but like you said earlier, they're there for a reason. But if we play the way we should play, I'm sorry, but we win this game comfortably.
Martin Carrera says it was Carvalho who played at centre-back, not Carvajal, which he's right about. Okay. Frederick Larson says, Mark, you should know your importance. I didn't see so many VNL out comments until you started to question his pace. Rather put in Twansebi than Bailly. Mate, I'm not beyond... Frederick Larson, you sound like you're Scandinavian as well. You're just like Ollie. You're sticking together with the Scandinavians. I've never said... Well, actually, I have. What I said is... all I've ever said is this. I don't want to be negative because I feel very positive. I'm very happy with that team. I'm not sat here moaning about that team. I'm happy with it. It's what I predicted. That's not been changed. We were live 10 minutes before kickoff and that was the team on there and I've not changed it. So we're right. The team I predicted he'd pick is that team. I did say in the preview that I would like to have seen Bailly playing because I do think at some point, if we want to win titles, you've got to get a balanced centre-back pairing. You've got to have a bit of pace, and we haven't got it. And Flex has just explained the issue there. Am I bothered Lindelof's playing today? No, I like Lindelof. What have I said? I've said long-term, if you want to win a title, they've got to get some pace in them centre-backs. Now, look, it could be Lindelof and a pacey player. I'm not saying it has to be Maguire. You know, I think Lindelof's had a good season as well. I just think as a pairing, you won't win a title because over a season they will. And we can all think of 4 or 5 goals very easy that have been conceded because of a lack of pace. Bergwijn, Crystal Palace, that was a game because of lack of pace. There's 4 or 5 I can think of straight away. And that is why I think we need a quick centre-back. But Ollie has set his stall out and I just hope it doesn't come and bite us on the backside again. I don't think it will today. I think we'll see a different United. Who is your and Flex's 3 dream signings, says Jake Peppercorn? Well, we're not going to talk about that now because we've got a game to talk about. But I think we'd both say Sancho, though, Flex, wouldn't we?
Oh, he's definitely in mine, yeah.
Littlefish92, welcome, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and keep sharing the video. We've got nearly 20,000 watching before kickoff, which is very, very good. So keep getting involved and sharing the video and subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. They've switched Lingard and Pereira on the bench, says Daniel Luciano. I wonder why they've done that then. Maybe Lingard wasn't feeling well or something. And Mark, is this the strongest team we've played so far this season on paper? Also, what's your favourite Kanye West album, says Benjamin. I don't have a favourite album of Kanye West. I can't tell you why I don't, but because I probably don't know any names of them, if I'm absolutely honest.
It's got to be College Dropout, mate. College Dropout.
It's College Dropout. And I also like Kindergarten Cop as well. That one's a good one. But it's. I think one of the things about this, Flex, I want to ask you what you think, how you think the game is going to go. But one of the things that is very nice to see, and loving the positivity, says Jerome, spot on. It's a long time since I've seen United lineups coming in, and look, people are just saying, I would have done this, I would have done that, but generally I'm happy with it. It's been a long time, not even in Solskjaer's reign, but going back Mourinho, Van Gaal. This seems to have been something for many years that there's been problems with the teams that have been picked. You think about the Fellaini's over the years, the favourites. But I think there's a lot of positivity. How do you think this game's going to go? I went 3-0. Are you that confident?
Yeah, I did say that as well. I think I predicted that on the United Stand website, the thing that we do, the predictor. I went with a 3-0 as well. Yeah. And just in reference to what you're saying there, it's because we're making progress, man. Like I honestly do think that. I know there's a lot of people who are not sold on it and stuff. And look, I can't guarantee that we'll win a Premier League title under Solskjaer. But in terms of taking the baby steps to go in the right direction, I can see signs, man. I can see signs of, at least, like you said there, we're looking at the team going, you know what? I like these players. I like these types of players in these types of positions. I like the chemistry and the balance that's been struck up. And also, yeah, him making those decisions after the Tottenham game means, for the first time in a long time, that actually he's looking at it like how we're seeing it, because it wasn't that difficult to make those. Those were kind of expected changes. We all looked at Daniel James and saw he had an awful game. Mason Greenwood came on and had a stormer. That's an easy decision to make. Pogba, you don't even need to discuss that. He starts. And then you've got a decision to make about Matic and McTominay, McTominay and Fred. But like you said, he dropped them both. So I like it. I like what he's doing. I do. I like that he's allowing us, or he's started to build a team that the fans look at and like. That was the biggest thing, because it was one stage we just didn't like a lot of characters. We just didn't like the squad harmony. We just didn't like the squad setup. But I look at it now, and I know we've been inconsistent and we're still not there yet. We've got a long, long way to go. But for the first time in a long time, I look at it and I think I like these guys.
Toby Algarbo says, Mark, I've got no issues with Victor or Harry, but did Ollie watch the same game we did? Against Everton 2, Richarlison just ran through them like cones. Little Fish, I think we've welcomed you as the latest member. Remember, you can join by clicking the members club. And Kjelt Holslin says, hi Flex, thank you for your flexibility and objectivity. You're actually more calm than Mark. They use Lindelof instead of Bailly because of momentum. Ollie knows that Bailly fits better, but now isn't the time, which is, and I think.
Would you say I'm more calm? Would you say I'm more calm than you, Mark?
Depends on the scenario. We have a lot of chats off air though sometimes. I think we sort of we have different moments, don't we? But I totally agree with what you're saying there, Kel. The problem is, if there's a ball over the top today and those two mess it up. I mean, one of the worst ones for me was Chelsea in the Carabao Cup when Batshuayi flicked on his own ball and still won it and ran through Lindelof. That was a bad one. So there are a few, and this is what I mean. This centre-back pairing can get us top 4, and that's all this season's about. So look, it's not a problem for me. I'm not bothered whether he picks Lindelof or Bailly. It's not a problem. I think they're good enough to get top 4, of course. Look at the fixtures we've got. We're more than good enough to get top 4. The only one I'd be a little bit worried about is the last game of the season against Vardy. But, realistically, I think we're good enough to get top 4. Is that centre-back pairing good enough to win a title? I don't think so. And I think longer term, Ollie is probably aware of that. I just hope in the short term we don't ship more goals because of it. I hope you're well. Looking forward to another game with Pog Nandez. Says Edward Walters going for a 4-0. Come on, boys. I don't think that's unrealistic. I think that could happen. Welcome to Gustav Haganda, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Joshua Harper, Mourinho's first Chelsea team had one of the centre-back pairings in the Premier League history with the fewest goals conceded. Neither were quick. Tell me the names. You can't just throw out. Joshua's been he's been on one all day today. He doesn't think Sancho can play on the right. On the morning show, he said most top teams have got inverted wingers, and then somebody in the live comments said, well, Adama Traore is doing very well as a right winger with a right foot. So tell us what that centre-back pairing was, and then we can come back on it. TJ Sherritt, welcome, latest member of the club. Fake Shaquille, welcome, and Dale Way, thank you for joining, lads. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and get involved with the United Stand. Keep sharing the video. We are under 20,000 watching. It'd be nice to hit that. Bruno Fernandez says, would you have wanted Mata to start instead of Mason? I see Mata having loads of space to break Sheffield down with the players surrounding him. And the Machine 94, come on Fleck, we've picked Matic, haha, imagine Ricky. Well, I think Ollie's probably not picked Mata just to calm Ricky down. I mean, at his age, imagine how excited he'd get with Matic and Mata starting. But in the preview, I did say, Flex, that I would have started Mata, and a lot of people thought that was really weird. But I just thought, I think we might have been speaking about this at the Spurs game. I think Mata would have worked because they're teams that are playing so deep that you need a bit of creativity. Yeah. But Greenwood starts today, and I'm very excited to see Greenwood. Yeah. I just thought, you know what? He didn't have to play Greenwood. I'm happy he has. I've got no problem.
No, I think with that is it needed to be a different player to Daniel James in terms of not a pace merchant who is only most effective when there's a lot of grass in front of him.
Yeah.
So whether that's Mata, whether that's Greenwood, you saw with what Greenwood did when he come on, it's that, I can't remember who you said was just talking about it, but the inverted winger. he's not a natural winger. He's not going to look to just go down the outside and whip across him. But what he can do is come in off that side and onto his left foot, make chances. What he can do is front up a defender like he did to Ben Davies, go left or right where he doesn't know which way he's going to go. Daniel James can't do that. Daniel James is only good for me so far, and it's not knocking him. It's just where he's at in his career and what his attributes are. He's only good when there's grass in behind him or in front of him that you can get him running at defences, and against a low block like what Tottenham done, like what Sheffield United are going to do today, it won't work. Someone like Amato who has a brain, who knows where to be on the pitch, who looks after the ball well, could easily work against Sheffield United. Because no disrespect, but the players that we have, we're supposed to put out a lot of different variations of teams and be able to make this result work. We could have even gone Igalo up front, Martial on the right, Rashford on the left. That's still good enough to beat the likes of Sheffield United. I'm not saying it's the best of what we need going forward. I'm just saying with the players we got at our disposal, we should always be able to find a perfect solution to beat the likes of Sheffield United. And that, again, no disrespect to them, but that's what we should be doing with the players that we have. So, yeah, I see why you could have called for Mata, but I think with how well Mason done when he came on, he just gave a whole different element to Dan James, and he deserved to start this game for sure.
Charles Crane says he feels it's the best United side since Sir Alex Ferguson was manager, which is a fair point, I think.
I agree.
And Jude Bowen says, just imagine Sancho, Varane and Ndidi in that team. We're going to fly. Yeah, but I don't think we're going to get two of those players. And Kjeld Helson says, my name isn't Kelt, it's Shetil. Okay, Shetil. It's good to see the team. When is the last time you've been so excited over the players, Mark? I think you have to go back to Fergie's era, actually. Young and talented squad. I tell you what, the old Trafford, they've smashed it again. They've smashed it. The way they've set that ground up, it's the best one I've seen. Yeah, with the murals and everything. And I know we've got the best ground anyway, but they've actually pissed all over everybody else. It looks so good compared to everyone else. It's going to be a visual thing to see. Just on the excitement of the team, look, I think we're going to win. Flex thinks we're going to win. Everyone thinks we're going to win. I think we're going to finish third. I think we will. I've said it before lockdown.
You still think that?
Yeah, I do. But what I would say is Brighton deserved to beat Leicester yesterday.
Phil Jones.
So
yeah, they did.
Of course. And Wolves are doing very well. I mean, Matthew Paul says, evening, got United stand on one screen, keeping me updated on the United scorer and my beloved Wolves on TV. Cracking evening in store for this top 4 fight. I think Wolves are in it. And I actually want Wolves to stay in it because Wolves play Chelsea on the last day. So I think that could be very important to us. But look, how many games have we lost we never would have predicted this season? Newcastle, Bournemouth, Watford. We could lose today.
Palace.
Yeah,
Burnley.
yeah. We could lose today, what I would say is, if they do mess this up in the next few games, I don't know where this team goes. They are under pressure. It's time to deliver. There's no excuses anymore. There's no excuses for Ollie. I think we are. I'm not being a doom merchant. I think we're going to do it. But what I'm saying is, if we don't win tonight, I don't think we'll get top 4. And I think that if they do mess this game up, then they're not the team I think that we're meant to be.
No, we're not. I'm laughing because I've literally just seen myself on the telly behind the goal when Sheffield United got that goal in the last minute. And again, it was Harry Maguire didn't get out quick enough to Burnley. I remember that.
That was a mad game, wasn't it? The other one.
Oh, it was crazy. And look, Phil Jones again. But yeah, look, the pressure is on the boys. They have to deliver, man. They have to. There's no excuses. To be able to get it, again, Wolves, I said this before we even came back, and I know you were saying we're going to get third and all this, and I was like, listen, man, Wolves don't have that tougher running. They don't, and they are a solid team, a confidence team, and they've come back and looked pretty good to me. So they're going to be ones that we're going to have to watch out for as well. I mean, they've got to play Arsenal at home, which isn't hard, and I don't think they've got too many bigger teams left than that. So I think they could potentially go on a run. So we've got to just look after our own business, and we have to win the next 7 games for me. I think. Chelsea, their next game's against Man City. Hopefully Man City nicks some points off them. But the way Chelsea are going, of course they could beat Man City. Of course they can.
Welcome to Brandon Galloway, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Welcome to you. And we had a super chat coming in from Frederick. He says, yes, Wan and Meg pairing, but not the card magnet Bailly, but Lindelof as DM then. Yes, I'm from Sweden, and yes, I would love a Swedish player in my team. I spotted it. Not even Scandinavian. Well, you are, but you're Swedish. Of course you're going to be favouritism towards Lindelof. There's no problem with that, mate. And the thing is, I do like Lindelof. I do like Lindelof. I think he's... I said up until Christmas he was better than Maguire. So I do like Lindelof. It's just longer term. I don't think they'll work, but I think they'll be fine today. I hope they're going to be fine. Joshua Harper says, Carvalho and Terry both were great, neither quick. You've exposed yourself again. Carvalho was well fast.
That was the reason why
just because he looks like he's 49, he was well fast. Terry wasn't quick.
Carvalho was a proper defender.
Carvalho, that's it. Carvalho, he was well fast. Joshua, you've owned yourself again. That's why I asked. This is why I need the details with you. I need the deets. I know. Yeah. I accept that Carvalho looked like he was, 92, but he was very fast, very fast. He was a pain in the arse actually to defend against. He
was a proper defender. He was a proper defender. He really was a fantastic defender.
Zed Jamie's quite an interesting one. He says, I think Dalot should have started today. If we need to take risks and create plenty of chances, then he should have started. Wan-Bissaka is poor going forward. I think I disagree with you, Zed Jamie, but I do think what I do agree with is that Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, are they providing us with the width? I mean, you could say Dalot and Williams might have played today because they're both better going forward. I wouldn't have picked either, but there is... I think Shaw and Wan-Bissaka have been two of the best fullbacks in the Premier League for the last 3 months, but this is the whole thing about playing for United. It's not just what you do defensively. They do need to both do more, and especially in a game like this where Sheffield United play a back five, it's going to be down to Shaw and Wan-Bissaka to really push them back as a back five and provide some width.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a conversation to be had there, and there's pros and cons for both. But I think Wan-Bissaka's been fantastic all year. Yes, at times. His end product hasn't quite been there, but at times it has. I've seen a load of times where he put it on the plate for people and they've missed.
Yeah.
Then I've seen him get a couple of assists. One for Rashford I remember quite well, header against Newcastle, I think it was. So I think there's fair criticism on both sides, but I feel that the number one choices are Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. I feel like when Brandon Williams came in at that time, when Luke Shaw was so poor, he earned the right. He kept his shirt. You play well, you keep your shirt, kind of thing, as they say in football. And I think at that specific time, Luke Shaw was going through a real rough patch, and Brandon Williams was literally a breath of fresh air. And we all were saying, game after game, as the games were coming in that little period where he had, that he deserved to start. Then he started to blow out a little bit, get a little bit tired, which a young player, would have. It's expected. And then we started changing the formation, and Luke Shaw looked amazing at left centre back in a free. So, but he's still our best left back, I think, at the moment. Luke Shaw. I don't think you can argue with that. Brandon Williams is growing. He's doing well. I just think with Brandon Williams, it's easier on the eye, because what he does is his willingness to go forward aggressively, consistently. I think he has that over Shaw. Sometimes I think Shaw kind of picks his moments. Still, it still feels like he's playing within himself when I want to see him really go for it, even if he has to come off after 70 minutes or something. But I still feel he plays a bit within himself. But he very rarely gets done. I know he made that stupid, he started the sequence of errors against Spurs, but he's usually very solid defensively anyway.
He is. I do agree with Zed Jamie that I think we do need to see more from them. Daniel Luciano says, curious to see Jagielka, 37, deal with our pace. I just think they'll play a very deep line. Fernando Martinez says, this team is the best lineup possible. Disregarding the centre-half debate, this is our best lineup. And Dave Tapgun says, Solskjaer has listened to the fans once again. It was an obvious change, but a certain current talent manager wouldn't have made it. Let's go. We had a super chat before from somebody saying that ESPN are saying that Ndembele has said he doesn't want to play for Mourinho. So, I mean, he just attracts problems.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, that wouldn't surprise me.
The most important thing today is to play with a high intensity. Don't let this Sheffield United players rest.
That is so true. Big up that comment, whoever said that.
Well,
that is the key here, because you're talking about Jagielka. Yeah, big him up, because you're talking about Jagielka, 37 years of age. Wonder how he'll deal with our pace. Well, the whole back five will be able to deal with our pace fairly easily if we don't move the ball quick enough. Do you know what I mean? If we're very predictable in our passing, we're not penetrating, we're not trying to pass between lines, we're not giving and go, taking 1-2 touch. If we dwell on the ball because we have a lot of the ball, it's nice to be back at Old Trafford, the sun's out, let me take a touch, let me just spray it over there 35 yards, but it's a square pass, but it looks great. No, intensity from the jump, because that's the only way we're going to be able to get the result we deserve.
Well, it's going to be very hot. I mean, we played on that pitch in May, didn't we, last year?
Oh, it was baking.
It was baking hot, but
Yeah.
these are the reality is if they keep that intensity up, you're going to tire your opposition. And also, you've got Agallo, you've got Dan James, you've got Lingard, you've got Pereira, you've got Mata, you've got Fred, you've got McTominay. These are all on the bench.
Well stocked.
Well stocked. Go out there and don't bloody play in third gear. Go out there and play in your top gear from the start. And, I'd be saying to Ali, go and get this game won in an hour, and I'll get you off anyway, because we've got bigger games to come. So, Carl Middleton said, I started watching the United Stand 2 years ago. When I'm down, I watch it here, and it makes me smile. You are one of my favourite YouTubers, Mark Flex, and everyone else at the United Stand. Thank you. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate the super chat.
Thanks, Kyle.
On that note, please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, we're trying to get up to 718,000 before kickoff. I think we're 200 away. So if you've not subscribed, bottom right-hand corner, click the subscribe button. And if you have, please click the share button and share it on Twitter and onto Facebook as well. We're about 13 minutes away from kickoff. I didn't feel nervous against Spurs, Flex. I do feel a bit more nervous in this game, which is odd because...
Do you?
I think this is. I don't think.
Because the pressure.
Yeah, I think this is a must-win. I think there's no room for error now.
Yeah, no, you can't draw. We must win.
Yeah.
Pogba, big smiles as per usual.
I mean, a draw wasn't ideal on Friday, but in the circumstances, I was like, we might get away with it, and we did. I think we have. There's no more draws. You can't draw. We can't draw this. And also, as well, the pressure comes as well as fans, because we've got almost the team that we all want to see almost to a man. It's like, if you don't get a result with this, which can happen in football matches, look, play your best team every game, you're still going to lose here and there. But if it goes horribly wrong, it would leave a whole load of questions as to what's gone on, because it looks like it can only go one way. And we can only see a certain type of football with the likes of Pogba and Bruno in there. But if it doesn't work, then obviously, you're thinking, well, what's happened here? But no, I was definitely more nervous in the Spurs game. First game back at Spurs away, I just felt the pressure, and then obviously going 1-0 down, it just turned into a real pressure fest. But this one, I think it's helped the fact that Sheffield United are not in the best shape. I think that's made me, because even before we come back, we were saying what a big game this was going to be. Before we came back, we said those first 2 games are going to be key. But I think if Sheffield United would have won those 2 games, that would have been even more pressure. But I just feel they haven't got Egan. They were never going to have Henderson. They're on a bad return back, and I think we should just put them to the sword. I agree. Just imagine an Ndidi instead of Matic come next season. Premier League isn't ready, says IG2. And Karama Omar says, have you guys seen how Pogba was talking to Greenwood? He's a leader. I think we should be our captain. All the players respect him. Needs to sign a new contract then, mate, for me. And if we don't get 3 points today with this squad, we don't deserve top 4, says Kevin. I think... I don't want to be jinxing anything, but I just think you're going to see the show today. I think there is a sort of a World Cup feel to this football at the moment. And I think you are going to see today, the full time, people are going to say, Bruno and Pogba are just on a different planet, really.
I hope so.
I mean, what you were saying about Sheffield United there is quite interesting, because they are only 2 points behind us, and they've lost. Exactly. They've only taken 1 point from their last 6. I mean, if they'd taken... There
you go.
If they just won one of those, they'd actually be level with us today. So, they are...
more pressure, this is what I mean.
They are technically still, in a top 4 race. And
of course they are.
They might be playing like a relegation side, but they're not. They're not.
We've played like a relegation side at times this season. I remember when we were 1 or 2 places just above the bottom 3.
Yeah.
It happens.
Nick P says, no excuses today. They have a bloody 37-year-old in defence. Even the manager looked terrified at our lineup. And we're 10 minutes away from kickoff. Right, Flex, I will let you get off.
Appreciate that.
You're going to pop on at half time?
Yeah, I'll come on at half time, that's fine.
I'll be on fan straight cams away, lined up again for after the match as well. That went well on Friday.
Fan cams in. They'll be coming up straight after the game. Looking forward to it, and hopefully I think we'll get a better result this time. So hopefully we'll have a lot more smiles. There was a lot of disappointment last week.
I know Adam was
all the guys on the fan cams. Yeah.
Okay, I will speak to you half time, pal.
Nice one, mate. Cheers.
Speak to you in a bit. So it's back as ever with you and me on the United Stand as we move closer towards kickoff. Manchester United versus Sheffield United. First game at Old Trafford since the lockdown. Massive game. The connotations are very simple. If we do not win this game, I don't think we're going to get top 4. I think we will win this game, and I'm very confident we're going to win the game. And I think that is what Manchester United have to go and do today. Go and win this game of football and get into that top 4 race. Because I tell you what, Leicester and everybody else, they're going to be very, very concerned about us if we can do it today. Let's have a look at what people are saying. Hope you're all doing very well, by the way. Hold on a minute. That's it. Okay. And Flex and Rants remind me of Bern and Ernie in Sesame Street, who is without a doubt we will win today. Good show, Mark. Thanks, Flex, as well. Says Chelsea Houseland. There you go. I hope I've got that right now. Craig Kalami says, who in today's squad was the most has the most to prove? Pogba, Mason. Personally, I think it's Harry. He has the armband and he needs to show leadership. Let's go, Manchester United. The real Matmon says, hey Mark, my love of football was just about gone. Then I found the United stand. You guys have rekindled my love of the game. Thank you to you and the chat. Thanks for the super chat as well there. And Andrew Chow, breaking news from Holland. Football supporters to be allowed back to stadiums from the 1st of September, but must abide to social distancing and no chanting. That's going to be very, very hard to do in the Premier League, I'm afraid. Donovan Wallet, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thanks for everybody who's become a member today and is supporting the channel. You get your little badge next to your name. So every time you comment on the live chat, you get a little badge next to your name, which changes every month. And also you get access to the emojis. But thanks for your support. Yankee Wiz is back. He says, how did Flex deal with flying all over Europe for United match? Also, since some will cry if they sack Ollie, why don't we make him director of football and get a good manager? I don't think that's a conversation for now. Few games kicking off at 6 o'clock. Norwich, Everton, Wolves, Bournemouth and Newcastle, Villa. I didn't know Villa were playing again so soon. That seems a really quick turnaround for Villa. But then again, it was Sunday, wasn't it? So Wolves, Bournemouth is a big game in relation to top 4. Nice to have some other games kicking off at the same time as well. Well, we're going to smash you 4-0 today. Up the blade, says Ryan Curley. We'll all remember that if it happens, Ryan. And I'm buzzing to watch Pogba and Fernandes play. I'm calling it now 3-0 United. Well, you're not the only one calling it now because I've gone 3-0 with United as well. Please subscribe if you do. I want to try and hit 718,000 subscribers on YouTube before we start. And we've got people watching on Twitch as well. Thanks for joining us. Thermo says, how are you feeling about the game? 3-0 for me. Jake Pop says he's gone 2-1, and Farham's there as well. Hello. And Hey Mark says Leighton 2300603, and Son of Kenna says hi Mark as well. Welcome to the chat there as well. Lots of people tuning in on Twitch. Give us a follow there. Same format as what we've got on YouTube as well, and I can see both chats. Thanks for the super chat from Lee McDermott. He says, I've just finished work after a big graft and I'm ready for the match tonight. I'm quite confident. 2-0 United, I'm predicting. There's a lot of confidence out there. Nathan says, have you seen the compilation of the mistakes Maguire has made this season? I think he's overrated and would have loved to have seen Koulibaly and Lindelof. I think we would all prefer that. Niagan says, Mark, what are your thoughts on the banner which flew at 2 for more? Are they still not banned yet? Mate, everybody keeps asking me about this, and all I'm going to say is, I've been asked about this 3 times on the United stand now since it happened, and I'm going to say the same thing. The banner was a disgrace, but by keeping talking about it, you're keeping it in the news, which is exactly why they did it. I think we just need to move on. Let the people who are investigating it do their job. There's only so many times you can say that it's absolutely ignorant and inflammatory. And it really is. Hi Mark, watching you on YouTube and Twitch, says Jones Af. Thank you. And Glory Man United says Teresa. Is it Teresa? No, it's not. It's the real Jonty. I thought it said Teresa. I need my glasses on. And do you think Henderson will stay at United next season? Says Red Sky 281. No, I think Henderson needs to go on loan next season. And De Gea needs to be given a season. And then I think next summer is where you have you make your decisions there. Players are in the tunnel. We are still, if you are on YouTube and you've not subscribed, bottom right hand corner please. Nigel Lancaster, welcome, latest member of the club. We are 150 subscribers away from 718,000. We've got 5 minutes to do it, so please subscribe if you're new and share the video. Players in the tunnel. What we want to see from Manchester United today is some real urgency from the off, and get this game done. You know, terrify Sheffield United effectively. That's what I want to see us do. Get on the front foot and absolutely terrify them from the very first kick. That's what I want to see from Manchester United today, and hopefully that's what we can do. Greenwood's in the team, says Magnus Gamer. Yes, he is. Very excited to see that. And Bryce Jones says, Mark, you kept me sane during the lockdown. So gassed for some actual games. I love the channel and love supporting you. Thanks, pal. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Bruno and Pogba. That's what it's all about. How excited are we for that? How excited are we for that? And do you rate Agallo, says Son of Kenner. I think Agallo is going to be a very important player for United over the coming weeks and months. He's going to be here till January. I think when you look at the games that we've got, Sheffield United, Norwich in the Cup, Brighton next week, Bournemouth, Villa, Southampton. These are the games where you expect... I can see Agallo coming on every game. Maybe he'll even start some of those games. And do you trust him to score a goal? Yes. Loz says, this De Gea argument annoys me. Like him or not, it's another long-term contract. Leaving is not a possibility. No, I agree with you on that one. A lot of people saying, come on United. I think Bay should have started, says Shay 9MC. You're not the only one to say that, pal. You are not the only one to say that. And my prediction today is 5-0, says Sean Greater. Boom, boom, let's go, says Outsiders. And Eric says, well, smash them, Mark, 5-0. Look, famous last words here, but doesn't Old Trafford look fantastic as well? I think the way that they've done Old Trafford, for me, is better than the way anybody's done it. I think it's absolutely stunning what they've done with the mosaics and this is exactly... You don't want football without the fans. No, nobody wants football without the fans. But the way United have done it visually is superb, and it's made it look as good as it could. So I'm very, very happy with it, and I just hope United are going to get these 3 points. Because I would say this: if United don't win this game, then I can't see. There's no room for error now. There becomes a point where we can talk about catching Leicester and Chelsea, but talk is cheap. It's time now to go and get 3 points and 3 points again. And it's not just today, but we can only deal with this. Mark, you agreed that if we lose today, top 4 is gone. But what if we draw today, says No Argument. No, for me, a draw is the same as a loss. It's a dross. We can't be doing that. We've got to go and win today. We've got to go and win. Mark, you've been so good on the United stand. Well done, mate, says Manuel419. And doesn't Old Trafford look amazing, says Jones AFF. Is Matic playing, says I can't read the rest of it there. Yes, that is the team on my left-hand side. De Gea in goal. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Matic, Bruno, Pogba. That just sounds so good, Bruno and Pogba. And then Rashford, Martial and Greenwood, which also sounds as good. Lewis Downhill says, I've analysed the fixtures today and I'm terrified of Wolves. 7 easy games on paper and then Chelsea. They've got good opportunities to get their goal difference up. Yeah, but so have we, mate. So have we. Sheffield United, Brighton, Villa, Southampton, Bournemouth. I think we've got Crystal Palace, West Ham. It's definitely there for us to do. Comfortable win here, says Muzzy Lions. We are hopefully 2-0 up today. Go for the throat straight from the start. That's what we want to see. We do. I'm going to get ready because the game's about to kick off. They do the knee. Big up to you and the team, Mark. Had a hard couple of months. Now we'll have to come out of it. Come on, United. Thanks, Muzzy Lions. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner on YouTube, and follow us if you're watching on Twitch because the game has kicked off. It's Manchester United time, and we're up and running, and the timer's up and running as well. Fantastic. Right, so let's see how United start off in this game then. Ooh, I love it. Don't you just love football? 5-1, you heard it here first, says Daniel Luciano. Are you ready to see Pogba and Bruno? Mark Hansen says. Mark Hansen 23. I'm just getting used to these Twitch names as well. Get your score predictions in the live comments, actually. See what you say. Sheffield United are actually on the attack here. They've got the ball on the right-hand side. And look, I think when the game kicks off, I said it against Spurs as well. When the game kicks off, the reality kicks in. And this is exactly what's happening here. It's like Sheffield United are not just going to bend over and let us beat them 4-0. They're going to get on the front foot themselves and they're going to play football. They're only 2 points behind us. They're only 2 points behind us. And I can see on both sets of comments, you've got massive amounts of people saying 3-1, 2-1, 4-0, 5-0. You know, the confidence is there and it should be. We should be winning this. But we've got to go out there and do the job. And at the moment, look at United here. Get the ball moving. And this is where Pogba's important. Pogba in that deeper role is really important. But he's played a bad pass there. Into the channel. Lindelof's across. Sheffield United moving the ball nicely here. Rashford having to drop deep. Matic deep as well. This is not real. I mean, we're only 2 minutes in, but you don't want Sheffield United getting hold of the ball like this. Way too easy. And they win no, they don't win an early corner. Luke Shaw's going to get rid of that. And United probably just need to switch on a little bit here. A bit of a, it's so early in the game, you can't really say it's a bad start. Although Greenwood's in down the right-hand side here. A little bit of a mistake. Greenwood down the right-hand side. Couple of step overs and another one, and then he blocks it. And really, I think he's got a bit excited there because there was a square pass to Bruno that maybe he needs to look at. The innocence of youth from Mason Greenwood there. There was an opportunity to get the cross into the box and he didn't take it. And Lindelof wins the tackle well there. So, sketchy start from Manchester United. Harry Maguire with the ball. I'm a bit nervous. Everybody. I'm a bit nervous. Gustav says Victor's really fast. And Xtank says, Mark, when are we going on a date? Where are you taking me? Where are you going to take me? Bruno is going to get a penalty. Well, Sheffield United are on the attack here. And United clear it. It's very end-to-end in the first few minutes here. I don't know. United just not able to get hold of the ball, which is a bit weird. Sheffield United are the team that are pushing forward a lot at the moment, and their system of a back five is working quite well at the moment, which it has done all season. If that was Dan James, he'd have been crucified, says Sloth Birdbeard. Yeah, well, innocence of youth is exactly why I said that. Young players get away with stuff, don't they? Intercepted well by Wan-Bissaka there, feeds it to Bruno. Now, Are we looking at Martial down that side there? He's read the line. It's a good ball into Martial. He tacks the box. And corner to Manchester United. That's better by Greenwood. Good interchanging. Martial moving to the right, so Greenwood could feed him in. Mark, are you on Football Index, Football Stock Market? Sancho currently under £14 and Bruno £10. Also, would you take David Brooks for right wing if no Sancho, says MMMM. I used to use Football Index. I haven't used it for a while. Corner for Manchester United. Calm before the storm, says Harold Holst Sversvold. I hope so, mate. I hope so. Keep sharing it and following us if you are watching. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Big game for Manchester United today. Interesting stat there. Sheffield United have only conceded twice from a corner this season. They're top of the league for that. Them and Liverpool hardly ever concede from corners. Bruno's on the corner, hands in the air like you just don't care. Cross comes in. Harry Maguire went up for it, but well defended by Sheffield United, and they kick the ball clear. Pogba picks it up. I do like Pogba playing deep. I know some people have this myth that he's an attacking midfielder, but I do like Pogba playing deep. Matic pushing forward here into Bruno. Poor ball. Sheffield United clear it. So United feeling their way into this game quite well thus far. Here we go, look. Martial hate already. White Owl says Martial's got no end product. I mean, are you a Manchester United fan or are you just here to cause trouble? I don't get it. I don't get what feeds your negativity against United at the moment. I mean, we're just not in that mindset. We were trying to get top 4. So I was on about this before the game about De Gea. It's like, what does that do? We're 0-0, we're 5 minutes into a game and we're already starting on players. Like, what? I don't get that agenda. I think some people are so fixated on their agendas, they lose sight of the fact that they're meant to support this club and want to win it. Greenwood is so confident on the ball for his age, says Michael Sauter. I can look at that for you, Mini Footballer, on Twitch. Yeah, we could look at that. Wan-Bissaka with a throw-in on the right-hand side here. Rashford. Yes! Manchester United! Rashford smashes it across the face of the goal and Anthony Martial sits down White Owl straight away. Gillette! The best a man can get. Blades my arse. Martial raises them apart. Absolutely brilliant. Like a hot knife through strawberry ice cream, Anthony Martial melts away that Sheffield United defence. A blasting shot from Rashford, and it leaves Gillette. The best a man can get. Anthony Martial sharp in the box, leaving Sheffield United red-faced. Not because they've got a shaving rash, but because that strawberry ice cream all over their face. 1-0, Anthony Martial. Get in. He's lazy, apparently. That's not lazy. That's how to finish a chance. Martial, White Owl. Oh, you're going to get a bit of stick now. Sit down. I love it. This happens all the time. I love it. All the time this happens. People start on the live comments about Anthony Martial with their agenda. And please keep doing it. Please keep doing it. Please keep doing it, because he answers the critics all the time. Anthony Martial, a striker's goal. Manchester United 1-0 up already. And that's the dream start. Rashford with the assist as well. And Manchester United 1-0 up. Ooh, have some of that. Have some of that. I need to change the score now. Perfect start for Manchester United. 1-0. Anthony Martial. Love it. Don't you just love it? That is absolutely perfect start against the team that's going to play very deep and is going to try and defend for a lot of this game. 2-0 down, 1-0 down already. Perfect. Early goals. This is what it's all about. Martial answering the critics again as well. Sorry, I was a little bit... even I was caught a little bit short there. In relation to changing the score. There we go. Manchester United 1-0 up. Bruno's happy. Martial happy. He knows it's a big goal. A very big goal for United. Come on. Goals win prizes. They definitely bloody well do. I just love it. I love it. Martial's got no end product. Martial's lazy. Within a minute, he scores a goal. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What a start, boys, says Andrew McCrea. Confidence, you see now. This is what we need over these next 7-8 games. Movement. 1-0 up. See, Bruno's overplayed that there. He should have just knocked it into Martial instead of trying to feed Wan-Bissaka in. And to be fair, Sheffield United didn't start off that badly. Mark, if we win today and City beat Chelsea, does that mean we'll be 2 points behind Chelsea? It does. Quick maths now, Egan. Every time someone talks trash about Martial, he scores. Keep it up, haters, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. And Renate with the goal sticker there. Thanks very much for that. But I just don't get... Look, I've always been a big fan of Anthony Martial, as people know. But I just don't get the hate. I don't get it at all. I don't get the agenda. There are just people out there who will never like Anthony Martial. Oh, he's got no end product. Oh, this, that and the other. And I'm just like... I think he's had a very good season. A very good season at United. Rashford, there's a few players out there for United overplaying it a bit at the moment. Bruno's done it a couple of times. Greenwood did it for one time. Rashford's done it there. There's good players on the pitch. Have confidence that if you play the pass off, you can get it back. Tony Marshall. Smash a like for Tony Marshall. Sit down haters, says Silasp2. And Kush Marley says, Mark on Twitch, watched you since Moyes, never saw this coming. What a move, what a man. There you go. Luke Shaw, crap ball. Crap ball from Shaw. I went 3-0. Look, let's stay calm. I bet you all are calm. You know what I'm like. I'm not that calm. But let's stay calm. We're 1-0 up. We've got that early goal. Pogba and everybody looking good. Looking happy. Looking comfortable. But Sheffield United, look, I know Sheffield United lost at the weekend, but they are actually only 2 points behind us. They're not suddenly an awful team overnight. Very good goal by Martial, by the way. I'm hyped, says Hassan Mo. I'm not calm. Very good goal by Martial, by the way. I mean, Rashford's cross, it's a good cross, but he's hit it very hard. And the way Martial turns it in at that pace, really good. Combination play between Martial and Rashford again. I don't think that gets enough credit, really. Martial and Rashford have a good, really good understanding. Oh, what's this defending here? Good block, Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw there gets turned way too easily. Anticipating a pass. You've got to mark your man. Martial wants this. He's in. He's onside. Tony Martial to Rashford. Oh, why didn't you shoot, Tony? He's tried to score a sweaty goal. He's tried to score a FIFA sweaty goal. Rashford fed Martial in. Martial's running through one-on-one. And Martial tries to pay it back to Rashford. I think he should just lob the keeper. Scoop it. I think Martial should just shoot. Rashford should score. When you watch it back in slow motion, Rashford should score. Ollie's not happy. So much good raw energy in this team, says Daniel Luciano. He should have shot the ball, says Harry C77. Ollie's fuming. Well, who do you get angry with there, though? Because I think Martial should have shot, but he does put it on a plate for Rashford as well, and Rashford's probably shouting for it. So, and if that goes in, we're talking about what I was just talking about the combination play between Rashford and Martial is frightening. We all talk about Pogba and Bruno and Greenwood, but Martial and Rashford have really got a good understanding, and that's been one of the positive things about this season. But Sheffield United don't look awful themselves. You know, they've had a couple of opportunities, so United have got to be on their mettle a bit here. People are saying 5-0 United. Rashford not clinical enough there, says Andrew Ellis. Stadium noise, Mark, says Benji G. Shaw's been brilliant, says Harris. Mbasaka with a wasteful pass there. We've got to be a little bit careful at 1-0 because we don't want to go and let them in with a soppy goal when we've been the better team. You know, get the second goal, end the game, and then you're going to win it 3 or 4-0, I think. Good switching of the play from Sheffield United here. It's got to be a foul on Rashford there. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we've got 20,000 watching, so share the video as well. And give us a subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Yeah, that's a bad miss by Rashford, actually. I think in real time you don't see it, but Martial's pass is perfect and Rashford just doesn't connect. I don't think Martial's done anything wrong there. Little bit unlucky from Rashford. He knows he should have scored, though. That's why he's got his head in the ground. Martial doesn't do anything wrong. He lays it on a plate. The look on Rashford's face, his gesture tells you he knows he should have scored, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. 2 good comments from you tonight, mate. Spot on. But Rashford, just get your head up. You know, you've set up a goal. You should have scored a goal. Get your head up. And of course, Tidang says that, you know, Rashford's got to get sharp like everybody else. And Kenj123 says, "Hey Mark, has anyone ever told you look like Ollie?" I don't look like Ollie. I've been told I look like Ed Woodward, Wayne Rooney, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Basically, I look like any man, really. I love the way Matic is commanding the players in front of him from deep. Good experienced leader material, says Niagan. Chelsea says, Ollie would have scored there. Ollie needs much more credit so far. We're looking good, but 78 minutes left. We need more goals. Don't get too cocky. And Varun Chander says, I still think Lindelof is a bit too slow to cover for Maguire. Well, I think we've had that chat, and I think I would agree with you on that one, to be honest with you, pal. Matic is doing well. I agree. Get the second goal, get this game won, I think. That's what I think. Ollie at the wheel, tell me how good does it feel, says Jonathan. Too early. Too early for anything like that. So let's not get overexcited yet. We know what we've got to do. We've got to go and win 5 or 6 games in a row, and we'll get in a top 4 race. But we've got that early goal, which is important. Lovely ball by Rashford there. That's a free kick. Maybe give him a yellow card, ref. I would have given him a yellow card there. Lovely attacking run by Luke Shaw as well. Long pass by Rashford, using the grass of the old Trafford pitch, which is like a carpet. Perfectly weighted ball, and down he goes. Free kick. Bruno's on it. It's it's a cross free kick is what I'm trying to say. It's not angry. I mean, it's just he's going to have to cross it. I think Martial should have done better scoring himself instead of passing to Rashi. What do you all think, says Brain Matunzi. No, I think Martial puts it on a plate and Rashford should score. He maybe could have been a bit more selfish. What do you think of Eminem? And let's go Martial, says Pork Lad. And Bruno did go for the shot there. Keepers had to palm it out for a corner. Martial with another goal. That's all I'm not going to say anything more than that. This is the life. I'm watching 4 Premier League games at once with a beer in sunny weather and United are winning. Don't take moral high ground. Sheffield are crap, says Andrew Chow. Dangerous comment, Andrew. We'll all remember you if this goes wrong. Lindelof is a big liability in the air, says Furzy. Cross comes in, cleared by Sheffield United, and a foul's been given against Harry Maguire. Anyway, I've just had a notification on my phone that United scored. Banter. Absolute banter, that is. It's an exciting feeling to know which players I want to watch more. So much talent. Let's go United, to Chaz Bergner. And Billy Fogarty says, Martial haters don't understand his role. It's all about movement. He's a top number 9. Really think third is in our hands. Come on, you Reds. Yeah, I mean, look, Firmino doesn't score many goals for them, does he? He doesn't score many goals, Firmino, for Liverpool this season. But he's absolutely... He's got loads, hasn't he? You know, they're going to win the league. Bruno shoots from distance. I think from there he was right to shoot, to be honest. We've got to keep an eye on Bruno in shooting from distance, though, as we've said before. This is... Oh, Rashford again! Bloody hell. I think we can safely say that Rashford's not sharp at the moment. He should probably play for the Blades. They're blunt as well. What a dink by Pogba this is. Matic, Bruno, Rashford, dink by Pogba. It would have been... Arsenal would have been living off that goal for a decade. And Rashford missed it. Forget Leicester, I want to finish above scummy Chelsea. Says Darth Maul deserve better. Lovely play by Pogba, that was. You all right, Mark? Says Joy Eds 22. I'm very good. And I'm loving that the blades are blunt, says Josh 345. Bruno bringing it forward again. Now Greenwood. So much attacking. Give it to Bruno. Oh, he could have given it to Bruno a bit quicker there. Luke Shaw's got it from Pogba. Pogba again. It's like watching me playing FIFA, this is. Another corner. Mark, your live is about 15 seconds ahead of Now TV, says Ian Notley. Well, yeah, Now TV's always a bit behind, isn't it, unfortunately. Mark, I love how there's so many players to be excited to watch and not just a couple. Can't wait till we get Sancho, says Habib. Well, that's what big clubs have, Habib. That is what big clubs have. They have loads and loads and loads of players, don't they, that are there to excite you. Cross comes in from Bruno. Maguire! Oh, he's giving a foul. Bloody hell. I was all ready then. I was pumped. I was just about to go on to a big old rant. Yeah, it probably is a foul. Yeah, it's a blatant foul. Harry, he didn't need to do that, you know. I don't think Harry Maguire needed to do that. I think he was going to win that header anyway. Bit disappointed, Harry, there. Sheffield United bringing it away now. I would compare Martial with Mbappe's playstyle. Different quality, but same playstyle, says GG Holly Sweeney. A beautiful play around the box. You can see where we have the creativity to break through now, says Next Poker Phenomenon 33. And we're seeing how Bruno and Pogba can break teams down, says Daniel Luciano. I think United have been very impressive around the edge of the box at the moment. I still think defensively we don't look great. And I'm not talking about the centre-backs here. I'm just saying Sheffield United have found a bit of space. But this is the way to play. This is exactly what I was talking about. Matic is the deeper player. Then it's Pogba. Then it's Bruno. This is exactly what we did when Ollie first came into the team. Matic, the deeper player. Herrera, the next player, and then Pogba, the next player. So we just changed the personnel, but it's still effectively what I would call is a 4-3-3, and it works. It's the closest I've seen as to what we were doing in those first 3 months under Ollie. It's nice to see. It's very encouraging to see, and this is what we want to see United doing. Pogba with the switch of the play there. Luke Shaw's had to come back to get that, but we've still got the ball. I love the mosaics at Old Trafford as well. I think it really makes it look like there's fans there in a way that we know that they're not. Super chat here from Michael Sauter. He says 20 minutes in has been where we tend to let off the gas or fall apart. Let's continue this momentum for all to see. Bruno, leave it. Let Luke Shaw on the overlap. Rashford. Bruno. Good tackle and another foul given. Matic in this role is so much better than the other two. He complements Pogba and Bruno so well. Rashford needs to learn how to finish though, says Sean Turner. And why the hell did Martial square it, says Timmy H. The thing is, if he squares that, which he did, and Rashford taps it in, everyone's saying that's brilliant. And Rashford should have scored the Pogba chance as well. Rashford's just not sharp, is he? He has been out for a while. I think, you've still got to say it's our second game. Drinks break here. I think that's a really good first 20 minutes for Manchester United. We've got the early goal. Imagine if you haven't got the early goal, people are like, we should be winning. The pressure starts to build. At the moment, we've got the goal. We've got the 3 points. We're in control of the game. Sheffield United are going to have to come at us a little bit. We just keep doing what we're doing. Get another goal. Win the game. We should be 2-0 up, really. £100 to win 8 in a row. Got 80 to 1. Come on, United, says Kenneth Gearing. I tell you what, that's not. If you're a betting person, that's not a bad bet, Kenneth. That's not a bad bet at all. Jim Mine 7 says, "Let's go United." And is Martial a better finisher than Rashford? Says Ryan Curley. Yeah, I think Martial is probably the best finisher in our club with Greenwood, to be honest. If you follow it on Twitch, give us a follow. If you're watching on Twitch, give us a follow. And if you are watching on YouTube, give us a subscribe. Let me just see how we're doing for subscribers today. We are actually already on 718,000. We're 500 away from 719,000. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the channel and share. United doing what we need United to do, which is win this game of football and keep going in that sent in the next 20 minutes before half time. Welcome to Robin Cahill, latest member of the Cubs, and can definitely see more goals coming, says Alex McMahon. I mean, I just tweeted it there very quickly, actually. I just wanted to get that out. That imagine how many goals we're going to get when Rashford's sharp. I mean, we're only a sharp Rashford away from being 3-0 up. And I wish I mean, the miss from the Martial pass was, disappointing, but I wish he'd scored the one from the Pogba pass, because that was a great team move. Look at this from Pogba and Martial. Tell you what, if we can get Pogba to sign a new contract, and it's going to be very difficult, but if he starts to enjoy himself at United and signs a new contract, watch out the rest. Oh, Sheffield United, offside. Nice to see as a community we get it. So glad to see 2 holding against these lot, says Kirk Gardner-Frey. David Dean says, which positions do you think we need to strengthen, Mark? And Matic is the only player who can play the holding role alone in our teams, says Neil Eigen. I think you're right. I don't think Matic, McTominay and Fred can hold the midfield on their own, which is why Matic still plays. Sancho's the obvious player to bring in at United. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I think that, yeah, he is the one. We're doing great so far, Mark, says Ivan, and Bissaka ain't that bad going forward. I think Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka have done really well. They're pressing high up the pitch. There's Martial to Rashford, and again, Martial's probably looking for Rashford a little bit too much. I would have had a shot there. Killing Best says, we can't think Pogba is amazing yet, but he's had 30 minutes at Tottenham and he won a penalty and had 3 shots on goal. I think Pogba, Bruno, Matic have played very well in the start of this game, and I think that's why we're winning it, because they're giving the platform for the strikers. I think defensively we've looked a little bit, but then again, Sheffield United are not a bad team. What do we want to see? Do we just want to see United wave after wave attack, or are we going to actually respect the fact that Sheffield United aren't terrible themselves? Dink to the back post for Sheffield United. Good tackle by Greenwood. Look for your pass. Pass and go. Done well there, Greenwood. Good defensive work. Lindelof. De Gea to Shaw. That's good from United, passing it out. Confident. This is good. This is like me playing FIFA. Passing it out from the back in your own penalty box. Dangerous, but if you're confident and the players move and find space for you, it's very easy. It's the same as passing it around the centre circle if the space is there. All the way from our own half. Oh, I tell you what. Greenwood nearly slipping Bruno in there, and that would have been from our own goalkeeper all the way through. I love it. I love bloody football, me. I love it. My score prediction was 3-0. Billy Piper says we should play Mata more. I think Greenwood's done well so far. I think there's an opportunity for United here if we can get 2 or 3 goals to get people like Mata on in the second half, because I think he would do well, and I think it's important to try and get as many minutes in as many legs as possible, because the squad game is going to be very important. Razvan says Pogba's like a magician with all the ball, with the ball. Yeah. And since he's been back, Pogba has been looking quite good, says Vinbra, and plays like he gives a toss. And should a centre defensive midfielder be United's next priority, says GG Holy Sweeney. I think that's what we're looking for, and I think it's what we need. Rashford looks distracted, and the rest of the players are looking to give him a goal, says Bogdan. I think Martial's trying to give Rashford a goal. I think a couple of times he's tried to play him in, and I think it's about confidence, isn't it? Rashford missed a couple of chances against Spurs. He's missed a couple of chances today, and as a striker, you live on your confidence, and I think, yeah, Rashford does need a goal, but he'll get a goal. He'll get a goal. At the moment, I'm really happy with United. I think that It's gone the way I would have wanted it to. I think Pogba, Matic and Bruno have been fantastic in the midfield. Martial's got his goal. I think Martial's done what a number 9's there to do again. You know, he should have an assist. Rashford should have scored. He's running the line. He's linking up with people. Same with Rashford and Greenwood. I think apart from not scoring, Rashford's had a good game. I'm convinced Ollie's been watching your career mode. 67 minutes on, comes Dan James. I can feel it, says Nick P. It is like watching my FIFA career mode, actually, because we're, you know, it's been a joy to watch the way that we're passing the ball about, which, you know, this is something we've wanted at United for a long time, is that, you know, sustained attacks. We've already seen in the first half an hour a few goals. Not a few goals, a few chances. Whereas for a lot of this season, we've been, you know, and I know against teams like Chelsea and Man City, we've sat back and we've soaked teams up. But I think even against teams like Newcastle and Watford in those games we played, we didn't create many chances. Good so far, but we need a second goal, says Alex. 1-0 is risky. Definitely agree with you on that. And do you think Sancho would settle into United, says It's Joshua 2004. Well, mate, it just depends what team. It depends whether United sign Sancho, but it depends what team Sancho walks into, doesn't it? Because if he walks into a team that's got Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Martial, he's going to settle in very quick because you've just got loads and loads of star players. Bruno with a reverse pass there didn't work. Still that little bit of rustiness across the whole team that 2 or 3 games time is going to go. You know, some of Bruno's passes are off. Rashford's missed a couple of chances. Pogba's passed a couple of bad passes. I mean, everyone's playing well, but there is still that not totally match sharp feel to everybody. If we draw or lose this, it's on Rashford not scoring silly ones as equal to David De Gea mistakes, says Darshan Singh. Calm down, Darshan. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're not worried yet. It's all about clinical finishing, says Jake Plays. Rashford might be a bit distracted by having to save the country, says Kier BAP. Well, it's a good first half from United, but Sheffield United with the cross. Get it out. Get it out. They're still on the attack here, Sheffield. Into the box. Cross comes in. Well away by Luke Shaw. Come on, lads. Get rid of that ball. Corner ball. Lindelof blocks it. See? Switch on. Don't switch off. And the Sheffield United player is injured here. No, he's going to get up. He's going to get up. Please subscribe if you're new on YouTube, bottom right hand corner, and if you're watching on Twitch, give us a follow there as well. Fantasy football time. If you could pick one player from our 99 team to bolster this team, who would it be? Says Martin Mason. Get in the live comments on and let us know. For me, I answer this question in seconds. It's very easy for me. It's without a shadow of a doubt. There's always Roy Keane. You know, Roy Keane. Imagine Roy Keane in this team, behind Pogba and Bruno, and captain as well, Roy Keane. Yeah. And if we couldn't have Roy Keane, I'd probably take Jaap Stam, because I think we need a centre back, and then maybe Beckham on the right wing. Oh, bad pass by Luke Shaw there. Concentrate, lads. Get hold of the concentration levels again. Get hold of it. See, they're looking for that ball over the top there. Harry Maguire wins the header, and that stops the. If they let that bounce, we're in trouble. So Sheffield United with their front two, they do know that United are a little vulnerable with that ball over the top if they can do it. Foul off the ball on Bruno there. Free kick given. Roy Keane playing during VAR would be great, says Kel Banks. And Don Snap says it's no coincidence that Wan-Bissaka looks good on the ball in this lineup. Bruno's down at the moment. Pray for Bruno. I mean, he never gets injured, but we do not want to get injuries to Pogba or Bruno. Not when we've just got them together. I'd say they're probably the two most important players. Bruno's back. Good. He's on the ball here. Lovely play. Not a great pass by Rashford though, and Sheffield United come away with it. No, Bruno's fine. He's up on the pitch. He's got a great injury record, Bruno. I mean, I'm not saying he's never going to get injured, but he's not a player with a bad injury record. That went out, surely. Come on, ref. That went out. Bloody won a corner for that. Rashford is playing more as a winger, tracking back a lot more this game. Glad Ollie didn't try isolating Shaw again, says Michael Sword. I like this formation. I like Rashford off the left. I like Martial centre. I like Greenwood to the right. And I like a midfield three and a flat back four. I like this. I think this is United's best formation. I think it's Ollie's best formation. And I like the way that it can become a 4-3-3 with two more attacking midfielders when we've got the ball as well. So, how are you, Mark? Says Mini Footballer. I'm good. Hope you're all doing well as well. Early evening football in June, watching the Premier League. Sun is out, sun is shining, Man United are winning. What's not to like? The Contrarian said, would Keane's personality work in present-day football, given that most modern footballers are like snowflakes, might be more toxic than positive? I think if he was the authoritarian that he was in the United 99 side, people would want to play for him and respect him because he leads by example. And the thing about Keane is he was an authoritarian, and he might give you a bollocking on the pitch, but if the opposition player went through you, he'd be there to give him a kick. So, look, Roy Keane's a very good... There's different models of leadership, and Roy Keane's model of leadership is one that I still think would work really well in football. Yeah, he's going to bollock you and stuff in the dressing room if you're not doing well, but he's going to back you to the hilt if you do. So a bit like Michael Jordan was in that Last Dance Netflix thing, wasn't it? You know, you almost had to earn his respect, and when he knew that you were playing to the best that you could and you were good enough to play in his team, he'd have you back. So there's probably not enough people like that. Sheffield United player's gone down here, and I think he might be coming off because he's taken his boot off and he obviously doesn't fancy it. And that's a good thing for United because he's a quicker player. So I think McBurney will probably come on for them, who's not so fast. Jay McLaughlin 500 says, I don't really think Maguire is good enough. What do you think? Well, what do you think in the live comments? I do think Maguire is good enough. I just think he'd be a lot better with somebody a little bit quicker next to him, which is what I've said many a time. Many a time. So another little break here. We've got another bloody injury. We're going to see a lot of this, and it's... I mean, look at Arsenal. I mean, look, I know we all banter Arsenal, but Martinelli's out for months for an injury. They've lost Xhaka, that Moye old bloke or whatever, Leno. People are... I mean, I don't know whether he's actually coming off here. He's taking his boot off. He's putting his boot back on. Maybe it's just a bit hot. Maybe it's just a bit hot. Maybe just wanted to have a little bit of a break. No, he's going off. He's going off. Rashford's had no dinner, says Mark Holt. Well, he should be hungry then. He should be hungry. Could have had a couple of goals again today in the first half. But this is what I mean. Look, as a United fan, I want everyone to do well, and I think we've got a real opportunity to do well. But I think the agendas you've got to be a bit careful of, because if Martial had missed those two chances Rashford had missed, the reaction would be very different. Oh, he's crap. We need a number 9. We need a proper number 9. He's a load of rubbish. And we've seen it again with De Gea. You know, Maguire was more at fault on Friday, but it's all been on De Gea. I think the agendas don't really help us out. Should James come on for Rashford second half, says Janina? I think Rashford will. Well, no, Rashford played the full 90 against Spurs, didn't he? If I was manager, I would be trying to keep Rashford on for as long as possible, because I think when he gets a goal, you know, people live. Look at this from Bruno and Martial. Look at this from Bruno and Martial. Lovely play between them. Martial's such an intelligent footballer as well. Oh, handball ref. Oh, that's not a foul by Pogba. It was a bloody handball there. But nice link-up play between Martial and Rashford there. Martial and Bruno there. So many people can link up in this United team. Martial, Rashford, Martial, Bruno, Bruno, Rashford, Pogba, Bruno, Pogba, Martial, Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood with all the others. I think it's been a very, very encouraging first half from Manchester United. So here we go. Here we go. Let me shout him out. Lushroom says that Martial's got a lot of flaws. Agenda. Absolute agenda. Is Greenwood actually doing anything? Says Streaming with Alex. I'm at work, so I can't watch, but I'm glad he got the start. I hope he gets a goal and that Bay gets on the field too. He has been a bit quiet, Greenwood, which is part of the reason I said to pick Mata. Because when Mata, you know, he'd give you 60 minutes and then you bring Greenwood on anyway. He's offside. He's offside. But no, I mean, Greenwood's not having a bad game. We're just not getting him on the ball much. Kushmali says we need fresh fighters at Manchester United. James Wilder says Rashford offers more than Martial. Well, look at this from Martial here. I think he's had a great first half. Carrying the ball there. Terrible ball by Wan-Bissaka. That's brilliant from Martial. Spins, runs it out wide, gives it to Wan-Bissaka, wants the ball back as well. Only a bad pass by Wan-Bissaka, doesn't stop it. He's involved in a lot at the moment. Matic here, though, to Luke Shaw, who's... Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka doing a good job as well. They're really playing high up the pitch. We said this before the game. The way that Sheffield United play with the back five, it's very important that Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka get forward. And here's Wan-Bissaka again, edge of the box. Oh! Cross for Bruno. Sheffield United clear it. De Gea is showing more authority this game, says Ryan Thompson. I mean, he's not had anything to do this game. Matic. Look at Matic striding forward. Ricky'd be so proud. Look at him, Fleck. I told you. Matic is bloody brilliant. Bruno's going to shoot from distance. He gives it to Pogba. I like the way he didn't shoot there and gave it to Pogba. Wan-Bissaka. Cross. Yes! Anthony Martial! Keep criticising him! Keep criticising him! Get in! Get in! Anthony Martial, like a pigeon crapping on a new car. No mercy. 2-0. The blades. The bloody blades. They're blunt, like a blunt pair of scissors. Couldn't cut a piece of paper. 2-0. Anthony Martial again. Keep criticising him. Keep criticising him. Cold as ice. Anthony Martial and Wan-Bissaka with the assist as well. Have it. Have it. Martial FC, where are you now? I'm not really one of those people. But you know what? He gets so much criticism. 2-0. Ugh. Get in. Get in. Superb at everything this half. Absolute everything. That to me, complete number 9 performance from him. Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. Anthony Martial in the right place at the right time as well. And I tell you what, nobody's going to be more happier than Ollie. 2 strikers' goals. That's what he wants from Anthony Martial. Strikers' goals. And they're the sort of goals that if you snap at it, you don't get it. 2-0. Ooh, come on. I'm so pleased. It's going to plan for the first time in a long time. We look very good. We look totally in control and we look very good. Breathing space. Breathing space at last. for Manchester United, and that Spurs game doesn't look like a bad point anymore, does it? I'll tell you what, Leicester, Chelsea, I'll be getting a little bit nervous now. First Premier League hat-trick since RVP coming in, says Conan Kennedy. You'd love to see it. You'd love to see it. You'd bloody love to see it. I'm tired of these agendas. Martial is a much more well-rounded player than Rashford, but people won't admit it because he's not British, says Charlie. To me, it almost feels as if the British press, some ex-Manchester United players, they want Martial to fail. And they want to make Rashford better than Martial, when Martial and Rashford are teammates who clearly like each other. Why do we have this debate? I want Rashford to be the best English striker. I want Martial to be the best French striker. I want Manchester United to be the best team in the world. I don't want to be Team Pogba or Bruno. I want them both to love each other. I want Manchester United, the team, to be the best team in the world. It's not about, oh, Rashford's better than Martial. It's not about Martial agendas. I don't get it. I mean, fantastic. So happy. I can't believe this, but I'm saying it. Apart from Martial, Matic is man of the match contender, says Soham. Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka have been good this half, says Luke Ladd 182. What's the Wolves score, says Sil Asp. I don't know, I'll have a look. Well, that's why Pogba and Martial get slated. They're French, not British, says Invictus. Well, to be honest, it's been going on for years, though, mate. It has been going on for years. It's actually 0-0 in all the other games. Bruno to Martial to Bruno. This is electric football. He needs a pass here, Bruno. Greenwood, he's going to shoot. He's a bit greedy, Greenwood. Greedy Greenwood. But there's goals in this game. There's proper goals in this game. It's been absolutely superb. Pass my beer. That's going to froth. No, it didn't. Happy days. Happy days. Maguire told Shaw to switch on, says Extra Z. I don't think Maguire's had a better half than Shaw, to be honest, but there you go. And we are now 4 goals ahead of Chelsea. Love the pressure. We can score even more if we sub some players. James can create mayhem in the second half, says Kjelti Helsund. And lucky Martial shirt mark. Keep wearing it. I would push Pogba up to beside Bruno, says Kalman and AJ Scoop. Mate, you've just made me realise something. It's written in the stars. I'm wearing a bloody Martial t-shirt. I've just realised. Happy days. I'm never going to take it off when we're playing again. Yeah, imagine this. This could be the first hat-trick since Van Persie, if Martial gets it. And I'm wearing a Martial t-shirt. Look at Pogba's smile, says Habib. Well, we had to win today. Sheffield United, look, never say never, but I don't see them coming back into this game. I think there's more goals for United. I think we're looking good, we're looking strong, we're looking confident. This is the team we want to see. There's smiles on the faces of the players. There's smiles on the faces of you. There's smiles on the faces of me. The right players are doing the right things. This is all we've ever wanted to see at Manchester United. It's all we've ever wanted to see. And I'm not going to get carried away because we've got to win the next game and the next game. We've still got to win this game. But everybody's up for it. There's competition there's competition. And that's half time. And Martial has a smile on his face and he should be very happy. Charlie Key, shame we haven't got Gomez on the bench. If we go 3-0 up, I would like to have seen him get 45 minutes. That's presuming he's going to stay. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner on YouTube. And Matic has been really good, says Darshan Singhvi. Yeah, bottom right hand corner to subscribe and share the video. And on Twitch, make sure you give us a follow. Don Snap says, how can you hate Pogba? He's such a fantastic footballer. And England is amazing, says, ever since Martial is with Rashford up front, it's been such a good team. And I feel a De Gea own goal coming, says Billy Piper. Oh, there's always somebody to be a little bit negative. But that is a superb half of football from Manchester United. Look, we know that having Pogba and Bruno in the team was going to be, exciting. But Matic has shown why he needs to start. Ricky is going to be running round the garden with his top off, saying to his wife, get the paddling pool out, get the rubber duck out, and squirt me in fairy liquid. I'm making bubbles, baby. He'll be very, very happy with Matic's performance. Brilliant from him. The fullbacks have got forward. Wan-Bissaka got his assist. Shaw's got forward very, very well as well. Rashford, look, he's missed a couple of chances, but he's been involved. He got the assist on the first goal. Could have had 2 goals himself. Martial's got 2 goals. I think Martial's played the perfect number 9 today. It's not just the 2 goals. He's been getting the ball. He's been interacting with Pogba and Bruno and Rashford. He's been carrying the ball. He's been holding the ball up. Sheffield United, they're a physical side. And Greenwood, look, maybe Greenwood's not been in the game as much as he should have been, but still a very good performance from, I just think, Manchester United today. This is exactly what we needed. Sheffield United, Brighton, the next 5 league games. Sheffield United, Brighton, Bournemouth, Southampton, Aston Villa. Sheffield United are probably the best team we're going to play. We've got to do this every game for 5 games now. Pick this team. Keep picking this team. Rest them against bloody Norwich in the Cup and keep picking this team. Justice O says, Matic has been world class, absolutely world class. Ricky's a genius. He has absolutely controlled everything. And I think you're right, mate. I think Matic has been... I'm not writing that down. I think that's perfect performance from him. Right, okay. Very happy with it. Are 3 points in the bag? I think 3 points probably are in the bag, but you never know with this United side. You've just got to keep working, get some more goals. What I want to see is Anthony... I forgot I was wearing this t-shirt. I want to see Anthony Martial hat-trick. Anthony Martial hat-trick. That's what I want to see. Also, link in the video description. I forgot I was wearing it. You can get your t-shirt. We ship worldwide. We've got Martial t-shirts like this. We do it in white as well. We've got Bruno t-shirts. Link in the video description. We do ship worldwide. Get on it. Like a car bonnet. Let's get Flex on at half-time. How you thinking about that then, pal?
How's it going, mate? You all right?
Very, very happy. Martial t-shirt works.
Absolutely fantastic. There were some moments in there where you're just a bit annoyed because we couldn't get the chances, convert the chances that we were making, allowing Sheffield United to just get little bits of confidence. But some of the play that we've been doing has been absolutely brilliant. I mean, Bruno, the way he, in them tight little areas, just in that final third, flicks it round the corners, wants it back, one touch, set, triangles, absolutely brilliant. I think Pogba's been brilliant as well, setting the tone. And look, Ricky will no doubt say, but I tell you what, Matic has been absolutely brilliant. And his work will go unnoticed because it might look like he doesn't have a lot to do, but everything he's had to do, he's done it correctly, he's done it swiftly, he's passed between the lines. And Martial, 2 brilliant finishes. Like Gary Neville said there in the commentary, he's made 2 difficult finishes look quite easy, which is what he does. And it just goes to show you, when everyone says he's lazy and he's not this and we need a number 9 and we need that, we need this. If you get the right service to Martial and create chances, right, and you get him confident, he will score goals. And what I like about Martial as well is his hold-up play. He's been running along the lines, breaking the lines. Rashford, look, at the end of the day, he's really rusty. It looks like he just can't get going. I'm not going to get on his back, but he has played poorly this half.
Well, to be fair, I did say that in the first half as well. I mean, look, Bruno's mispaced a few passes. Pogba has. It's only their second game. If Rashford, Rashford should have scored the pass from Martial.
He's got to score that.
But if he'd scored the one from Pogba, that would have been... Arsenal fans would have lived that off a decade. That was such a good move. So I ain't worried about Rashford. We're 2-0 up.
No,
you can carry a bad finisher. Well, not a bad finisher. You can carry someone who's not sharp when you're winning 2-0. And I'm not going to go in on him at all.
No, absolutely. And that's what I mean. You're not going to get on his back. It's his second game back after such a long injury. I'd be more concerned if he was just completely out of the game and hadn't had a touch. Do you know what I mean? At least he's in there. He's in the right positions. And he's trying to link up with Martial at every opportunity. It will come. That will come. And like I tweeted, that there'll be plenty more chances for him to get a goal. I just hope that Martial gets this hat-trick. You know, the first one.
Oh, I'd love it.
In the post-Sir Alex era. It would be absolutely brilliant for a player like him to get it as well. So clinical. And it just, feeds into what a lot of us believe. I know not everyone does, but that he can be clinical if you give him chances. And, the first time you look at our midfield there, and I just look at how they're cutting through Sheffield United at will. And look, it is Sheffield United, but at the end of the day, like you said earlier, Mark, they are one of our closest rivals. They are where they are for a reason. But how many times do we have these type of games where we don't do what we're supposed to do with the players we have? And with this, I just think the tempo's been good. Apart from after that water break, like Gary Neville was saying, that water break seems to help a lot of teams. They were under the cosh. Chris Wilder gets them in and they get a little bit of reaction for 5 minutes. But again, the class shows. I think once you get rid of that water break...
when does that go? When does the water break go?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to keep going to the end of the season. Because I don't like it at all. They were doing it when it wasn't even hot. All right, it's 32 degrees today, so you might understand it. But Look, they were doing it when it was flipping normal weather in England. We're not playing in Dubai. They don't need a drinks break. They've already got 5 subs to combat fatigue. I don't get this stupid water breaks thing.
I'll tell you what I liked about the second goal as well, now that I've seen it back, is that I criticised Bruno a little bit against Spurs for shooting from distance a lot.
Exactly, Mark.
He looks at it twice, he doesn't. He gives it Pogba, goes to Wan-Bissaka, and then we score a goal. So someone's had a word with Bruno, and fair play.
That is there. I think Ricky's had a word with him, because Ricky is even with Pereira, Ricky will always say he hates around the box where players, they don't take the percentage shot. I play a lot of basketball, and it's called the percentage shot, the shot that is more likely than not going to go in. Or, and I think you can accuse Bruno of that because he always wants to try something, the extravagant pass or the killer ball or the shot from 30 yards. And I did think he was going to shoot there. He sold the defender. Then I thought he was going to shoot again. And that's what I said straight away. It was fantastic for all of those players. And then Pogba picks it up. He could just thrash at it as well. Keep the ball moving and work the opportunity. And Bissaka, keep crossing, son. People say he can't cross and that. And I think he can improve. And like I said, I've seen him put it on people on the money for people, and they miss. So Martial, great movement. And again, it was a fantastic move. And you're right there. I'm glad you picked up on that, because that's the key to that move. Actually, people making the right decisions at the right time to keep the move flowing. I think
there is still a lot of rustiness in that team, and I'm excited to see what we're going to do in a couple of games' time. But I think Wan-Bissaka and Shaw have done really well. They've got high up the pitch, which we were talking about before the game. Please subscribe if you're new. Got a lot of people watching. Bottom right-hand corner, we're very close to 719k. So please subscribe if you're new on YouTube, bottom right-hand corner, and keep sharing the video. And same on Twitch, give us a follow. Interestingly enough, I've just seen this on Twitter, 18th goal of the season for Anthony Martial in all competitions, which is his highest ever total. And yet people still, and I'm sad to say this, but a minute before the goal, somebody, I won't name them, on the live comments went, he's not the real deal. And a minute before the second goal, he's not as good as Rashford. There is still this United, and I will fight it.
People say he's not as good as Rashford. For me, I don't understand what people are watching when they say that. And to be honest, you don't, 100%. And you know what it is, Mark, yeah? You don't really want to argue with your own fans over who's better. It's a stupid argument,
I love them both.
Exactly. But when you just discrediting Martial at the rate that people discredit him, especially against Rashford, who has his own inconsistencies, who's shown his own lack of clinical finishing at times, and has shown his own...
Well, imagine if Martial had missed those 2 Rashford chances.
People would be bang on him. This is, again, like you said there, not the real deal. That's why I tweeted as well. I said it's a good thing he's lazy. It's nonsense. If you get the right team around these players, you will get the best out of them. And to be fair, Bruno has literally transformed our midfield, because I feel like everything was on Pogba to create. Everything. Lingard wasn't at the races. Pereira wasn't at the races. Mata was somewhat past it. Everything fell to Pogba. And usually anything good that did come from midfield would be from Pogba. So we just had this expectancy on him to make things happen. But I just feel like with Bruno coming in, it allows Pogba to kind of share that baton, share that responsibility, sit a little bit deeper, pick his moments to go forward, and let Bruno just buzz around up there. He's got great energy. Yes, he sometimes shoots when he should pass, and he goes for that, killer ball all the time. But so does Kevin De Bruyne. That's what those players are meant to do. That's what they're meant to do. They're meant to make a difference in the final third. And Bruno has just done that on the counter-attack plenty of times. I've been impressed with Mason Greenwood as well. There was a little couple
He's not
of
been in the game as much, has he? But
yeah, but when the little things he has had to do, like what Gary Neville was saying, he's a different proposition to James. And the way that the games are going, where there's not a lot of space in behind him, Mason Greenwood can manipulate the ball well and influence it and kind of cut in, make a different problem for a defender rather than just running, He got in some really good positions. And those touches at the edge of the box that we keep having between him, Rashford, Martial, Bruno, the link-up is out of this world.
100 subscribers away from 719,000, so smash the subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and I reckon we can do that before the second half kicks off. 2-0 up. Any way back for Sheffield United? Would you be looking at subs in the second half? We're all getting a bit excited about this Martial hat-trick, which, look, is surely going to go. Just keep him on for 90 minutes. That would be... Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a striker. There's 2 things with Ollie here. One, he'll be like, if Martial gets a hat-trick, the confidence he's got for the rest of the season, I can't buy that. Yeah. And also, 2, I'll be the manager to break the record since Sir Alex. That synergy with Sir Alex again. No other. Moyes, Van Gaal, Jose, they didn't get a Premier League hat-trick with anybody. So I think Ollie will be like, Martial, get your hat-trick. and let's rock. That's what he'll be on about.
I think so. I think so. I think leave him on, injuries permitting, or he doesn't start flagging and can't run. But I'm a striker myself. If you're on a brace, mate, you find that extra gear to stay on the pitch. You don't stop running. You keep going. You want that goal. You want that goal. And I feel like Bruno Fernandes in behind him. They'll be looking for him constantly to try and get him that goal. He's not that selfish a player. And I think leave him on. In terms of any way back for Sheffield United, I don't see it. I don't see a way back for them. I think they're dead and buried. And we're doing what we were meant to do to these. What we all kind of predicted what should happen with the players that are on that pitch. We spoke about the intensity that needed to be there, the passing between the lines and not allowing Sheffield United to feel comfortable. And apart from the first sort of 4 minutes or so, I think the first 3 or 4 minutes, I don't think we actually started very well. Little bit rusty and allowed Sheffield United too much of the ball. But once we got into our groove, Sheffield United don't have an answer. Muset will probably come off. Did he come off in the end?
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yes, there you go. So that helps. Maguire and Lindelof against that threat of the pace in behind. McGoldrick can't do it all by himself, and McBrien is just not that guy. He can't move. He's stiff as anything, but he just tries to put it about a bit, which is more their game. So I see us 3 or 4-0. I don't see why we can't get another couple of goals in this second half. Intensity needs to be there. And then you start bringing in some of the subs, 70th minute, if it's still 2-0 or whatever, or if it goes to 3-0. I think
definitely, yeah. And I tell you what, we'll talk about Norwich later in the week, but I wouldn't give a shit about the FA Cup. Get this team playing every Premier League game and get top 4.
Absolutely.
Talking about top 4 though, if we win, 2 points behind Chelsea, obviously they've got a game in hand against Man City tomorrow, but our goal difference is better than theirs, 6 points off Leicester. And arguably, apart from Leicester on the last day, our hardest game's done. Sheffield United and Spurs. So, look,
there you go.
Teams won't want to be playing us, and that is all I've ever asked.
That there, Mark. I tell you what, there'll be rival fans looking at that today. They won't tweet it. They won't let you know. But they'll be sitting in their house thinking, flipping it. I tell you what, they're onto something. One of my best friends is a Liverpool fan, and he saw the team sheet, and he literally texted me straight away saying, "I tell you what, your starting lineup's looking all right."
But they all want Martial anyway. They want to rip him, but they all want Martial. This is why I know 100%. Martial's a good player, because every fan I know says, "Yeah, actually, I'd love Martial at Arsenal. I'd take Martial at United, at Liverpool." Yeah. They all know, and this is the thing. I think our fans just need to love Martial more. Whatever about Pogba, whether he signs a new contract, Martial has committed his long-term future to this club, and he does fight really hard for it. And I just think he just needs more love. I mean, I know lots of people I respect who are United fans, and they're like, "Nah, not for me. He's not good enough." And I just like, but I don't get it. I don't get why you don't understand. He does the hard work. He does the link-up play. He does the goals.
He is. And he is good enough. He is good enough. But I do think he's not one of those strikers who you can put him anywhere and he'll score. Like, I think that's where some people are having a misconception of what type of striker Martial is. I don't think you put him in any team, shape or form and he gets goals. And I think that's proven with how dysfunctional Manchester United have been. Whereas like a more natural goal scorer, like a Lewandowski, a Kane, Aguero, those kinds of guys, in any team they get goals, but I don't get that with Martial. I think you have to have the right surroundings around him, and for the first time in a long time,
well, I think he's an intelligent player, isn't he?
Very.
He works well with some of the little 1-2s I've seen with Pogba and Bruno and Rashford today.
Brilliant.
This you don't get that with Harry Kane, and you don't get that with Aguero so much, but certainly not with an out-and-out striker who just wants to. Or definitely a Lukaku. Penalty box king. Lukaku in the penalty box, probably better than Martial. But Martial's a whole package. He can run the ball. He can control the ball. I mean, Charlie Key says, looking at this team and how it's operating, Sancho on the right and a new left back, and I see you've got ruined it. Bloody new left back.
He said new left back.
Yeah, we don't need a bloody left back. I think Luke Shaw's been good, and I've got a lot of time for Brandon Williams, I think. But then again, it's all about opinion, isn't it? Anyway, players are coming out, exactly. So you've got an exciting time at full time if this continues. Then you've got Ricky on, Saeed, Rance. Yes. I mean, I'm gonna put some requests in because I don't normally get to this to do it. Matic. I think Ricky, as I said, he might be running around in his garden getting the paddling pool out. He'll be well
Marshall. Happy. Tony Marshall has done his job.
But Rance is going to have to give a bit of bloody credit to players that he doesn't like, isn't he? He's going to have to give a bit of credit to Bruno. He's going to have to. Well, not that he doesn't like them, but I think he can't. What Rance can't say tonight is Wan-Bissaka's done good, and then not give Luke Shaw some credit because I think they've both done their job very, very well.
I bet he does. I bet he finds a way.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well, I look forward to the fan cams after, and I'll speak to you in a bit.
Nice one.
Second half has just kicked off. I've just started the timer for you. We have hit 719,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you very much who has been subscribing. Bottom right hand corner to do that. Get involved with the United Stand. Fantastic community. Got a few super match chats to catch up with. Chelsea says, thank you, Mark. Uflex and Manchester United helps against depression. United is and will be gigantic. We will win the second half as well. Subra says, Ricky will be buzzing tonight. Look, I'll be absolutely honest. I watch a lot of the fan cams, but Ricky is the one I look forward to. Can't wait for deluded rants and Saeed's freestyle football and rip into Ollie, etc. Opinions are crap when not backed up with facts or good reason. And Charlie Key, we've read that one, haven't we? But United are on the attack again here with Bruno. But you know what? Look, the clips are out there. I've called Matic static Matic. I've called him bag cement Matic. I've been critical of... I'm trying to think of players that are on the pitch at the moment. I mean, I was critical of Harry Maguire on Friday. But as I said, lockdown was a big moment for me. But also, Matic came back into the team in January and was fantastic. And, you know... I think the statement, oh, Matic has proved people wrong. He hasn't proved people wrong. He was crap. What he's done is, he's taken that criticism and he's got back to his best. That's all we want. I think if you carry your agenda on when somebody does well, there's a problem there. I want Manchester United to win, and at the moment, Matic is better than Fred and McTominay. And I love McTominay and Fred. I really love Fred. But Matic should be playing. I've got no problem with this team at the moment. I will be critical if they if they start playing crap again, because that's just what you do as a fan. But I'm very happy with this team, and I back this team, and I will back them because it's my team, and I want them to do well. And at the moment, they are doing well. And I said today was a big test for them, because it's all right as saying we can win. It's all right saying, well, Pogba and Bruno are going to tear it up, and these things are all true. But they've got to go out there and deliver, and I feel that they have delivered. And no, it's not the perfect performance. Sheffield United are a decent team. They've had their moments without really creating anything, but United have been fantastic. And just to let you know, what Wolves are actually drawing with Bournemouth at the moment. So if you're worried about Wolves, they could be dropping points as well, which would give us a little bit of a breathing space above them. I'd still like Wolves to keep winning because I think they've got Chelsea last game of the season. So. But welcome to Hey How Are You, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Billy Pfeiffer says Rance is a clown. So what if I support United? You're just here to criticise Martial, says Oliver Bennett. He's having an argument with someone on Twitch. What are your thoughts on Chelsea and Real Madrid leading the race for Havertz at the expense of United to snap awaken? I mean, where does Havertz fit in for United in this team? I mean, he's a fantastic player, but where would he fit in with this team? Would you play him where Greenwood's playing? Would you drop Bruno or Pogba? You know, we definitely need a centre defensive midfielder who is a centre defensive midfielder. You can't just put Pogba there. So, is there really somewhere that you could put Havertz into this team, or is actually that should we be looking at for other areas? Knuckle says, if nothing else, Ollie's been very good for Martial's development, shipping others but handing him the number 9 spot to himself. Yeah. I think removing Lukaku from the team was very important. But look, I hope we can get a few more goals in this half. I hope Anthony Martial can get his hat trick. That would be amazing. But ultimately, I'll take 2-0. I'll take 2-0 and end it now. I'd be very happy with 2-0 because it's the 3 points that we had to get tonight. And you know, we've got to just be a bit careful in this game. Sheffield United won't want to get embarrassed, and I'm sure that's what he'd be saying. I mean, that's a decent cross coming in there, and I don't know why McBurney is free. He's a striker, and I would have thought either Maguire or Lindelof should be dealing with him here. And it's actually Wan-Bissaka who's dealing with him. Lindelof's the spare man, and it's Wan-Bissaka who lets him go a bit. I don't know why Lindelof's the spare man there, but it's Wan-Bissaka who lets him go. Mark, surely with a few signings, this team, when fully footed, slowly but surely will be ready to take over Liverpool City when they eventually drop off, says Scout Bandit. Well, yeah, but that's if they do drop off. Chronic says, no matter what the haters, Man United will always be the best team in the Premier League. Corner, though, for Sheffield United here. Well out by Bruno. Second balls, come on. That's it, Bruno, well won. No, he's not won it. That's gone out, throw into United. So, yeah, find your way back into the game. Get your routine going again. That's what we want to see. I do feel a little bit sorry for Sheffield United, but that's only because we're beating them comfortably. I'd have no remorse or mercy if they were if they were drawing or something. But they've had a fantastic season, Sheffield United, and it'll be a shame to see them just plummet. I mean, they're down to 8th at the moment. I think they deserve to finish in the top 10. Whether that's going to happen for them or not, I don't know. Martial hat-trick equals purchase of that T-shirt. It's on, says the Royal Mail X. Well, if you want to get one of these T-shirts, links in the video description to get it. I'd forgotten I was wearing it, actually. I could have milked it a little bit more when he scored, but hopefully he will get his hat-trick, because it's been a long time since a Premier League hat-trick, isn't it? Van Persie was the last one, so... Cruising at the moment, United, towards 3 points, but we want more. And I suppose the next thing is, and I will ask you in the live comments, what would you do in relation to subs? I mean, for me, I think if we get one more, I'd be looking at Mata coming on. I would be looking at, you've got 5 subs. I'd even think about getting Eric Bailly on. I'd get Brandon Williams on for sure. I'd be looking at giving people a rest, because Brighton's the next big game. I don't trust Lindelof when it comes to headers. It's his weakness, says Udit. Thank you, Udit. Bruno with a weird cross there. Into Shaw. And Lindelof's got to go back. That's a crap pass by Wan-Bissaka. We messed that corner up. Trying to be a bit clever there. Bruno's not happy. Rest Bruno for Mata, says David. Oh, yeah, I would think... that's what I'm thinking. I'd be thinking about getting Pogba and Bruno off with about 20 minutes to go. And then the big test is what Ollie does against Norwich. And I don't want to jump the gun and disrespect Sheffield United here, but what do you do about Norwich? Do you pick people like Pogba and Bruno in that game? I just don't know, because what if they pick a knock-up and, you know, the FA Cup's not a priority for United. Josh Haven says, I've said it all along, was playing defensive while out of his comfort zone to get the results. Ollie will prove everyone wrong. In Ollie we trust. And would like to see the same team for a few games to keep momentum and the team to solidify itself as our best team, says Charlie Key. I'd like to see it in the league. I don't know whether I'd play the same team on Saturday in the Cup, to be honest. I think that maybe a rest would be that. No other goals. There's 3 other games going on. Newcastle Villa, Norwich Everton and Wolves Bournemouth. And all... well, there's a big relegation games, isn't it? Norwich need to beat Everton. Villa needs to get something against Newcastle. And Bournemouth needs something against Wolves. Here's Wan-Bissaka again. He's done quite well going forward today. He's going to cross another one and he's going to win a throw-in. Josh345. Hello. Cabler76. Chips and peas and gravy. I've ate the lot. That sounds very nice. Cabler76. It is tea time, isn't it? And we're watching football, to be fair. Everton have just scored against Norwich, actually. They're going down, aren't they, Norwich? They don't look very good. Who scored for Everton? Luke Shaw bringing it forward here into Rashford. I'd like to see Rashford get a goal as well, because I think he just looks a little bit rusty at the moment. Fantastic player. Absolutely fantastic. 1-0 to Everton. Rest in peace, Norwich. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I've just got the score update here. Michael Keane scored. Saeed has just said Luke Shaw's positioning is terrible. What is he on? Why do you have to get negative about a player when we're playing well? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, everybody. Greenwood is a very intelligent player. It's no coincidence that Aaron Wan-Bissaka has looked good today, with Greenwood's own underlapping runs making space for him, says Sasa. I think both our fullbacks have done really well today. Nice ball out wide to Luke Shaw here from Bruno. And I see Luke Shaw's always looking for Bruno. He's got football intelligence, Luke Shaw. Here's Matic. Into Pogba. Into Greenwood. Oh, Pogba slips. Like a handball to me. Bruno's going to go wide, surely. Oh! Greenwood. Oh, deflects wide, corner. Must be a bloody nightmare for a team to have Greenwood, Rashford and Martial in the same bloody box. Because Greenwood's so... Well, they all are. They can all create a chance out of nothing. They're so finesse players, aren't they, at the end of the day? Corner here, though, for Man United. Why don't you auction that Martial t-shirt if he gets a hat-trick? Would somebody want it? Lovely play by Greenwood there. Goal difference could count. Come on, says Philip Burtonwood. I think United have got to win their next 5 league games, including this. And the bonus would be to actually have an average of 3-0 for every game as well, because goal difference would be important. It's not about Chelsea, it's about Leicester's goal difference is better than ours. Think every player is playing at least 7 out of 10, says Scott Bennett. Well, I will be doing my player ratings on my match reaction, so yeah, lots to talk about in that, but still plenty of time left in this game. It's just enjoyable watching United, isn't it, without having stress? Just actually enjoying the fact that we are playing well, that we're approaching, 3 points. Good run from Luke Shaw here, bad pass. Martial can't pick up that. Greenwood is so greedy, he needs to learn to pass, says Sean Turner. The innocence of youth. I've said this before. It's the innocence of youth. I tell you what, I think Pogba's had a good game, but has probably been more quiet than Matic and Bruno. Who would have thought that? And I'm not saying he's been quiet. I'm definitely not saying he's been quiet. But Tobestar says, David is making mistakes and not getting punished. We should drop him and put Romero in goal. Then he might have the desire to play. Well, he's not done anything wrong, mate. He's not done anything wrong today. Super chat from Lars. He says, to be fair, Saeed also suggested we play 4-3-7, sell Pogba and sack Ollie at half-time. Few too many non-alcoholic shandies. And no need to be negative right now, and I like Shaw, but he has to stop cutting inside every single time, says Michael. Nice ball into Rashford, and cross comes in. It goes for a corner. Matic masterclass, says White Owl. I'd be interested to watch Saeed and Rants as fan cam, because Saeed is obviously Ollie out, and I think he might get proved right in the future. But I said this during lockdown. I just think a lot of that whole Ollie out thing had to disappear because we had to get behind the team and believe. And I think that coincided with Bruno coming into the team. Ollie's lowest point was losing to Burnley. That's when he could have lost his job. That's maybe when he should have lost his job. But as soon as they gave him Bruno, that was a backing of Ollie by the club, and that to me was where I was like, I'll back him again, because I think Bruno will make such a difference. So I hope it works. I think we've got some fantastic players. Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, Rashford, Martial. If we can get Sancho in, you've got young players coming through as well. If we can get the right mentality in the club, and if we do get a bit of pace in the back centre-backs, I think, yeah, we're looking good. Here's Rashford running at the back four again. Martial into Matic. Goes back to Martial. See Martial here drifting out to the left-hand side, doing his job as a striker. Now he's got to start moving towards the box. Why are drink breaks for 31 degrees and from Australia, and we get it when it's 35 degrees plus England is soft, says it's Panorix. I don't know why we've got the drink breaks. I mean, it is very hot today, but these drinks breaks were nothing to do with the heat. There'll be another one in 10 minutes, actually. I predicted 3-0. Gulmari says he says, I think United are going to win 3-0. I predicted 3-0. I don't think it'll finish 2-0. Pogba into Rashford. What's really impressed me about United tonight, though, is I don't know how many people watch my FIFA career mode, and I'm not saying FIFA's got anything to do with real life. It hasn't. But when I play on my FIFA career mode, it's a bit like this. It's always about keeping the ball, and then progressing forward with the ball as well. And that's what United have done today. And it's definitely from the training ground. There's been so referee Pratt. given a drop ball, to be fair. I've never seen that happen before. Yeah, there's so many people giving and going. The simple, not even the simple pass, the forward pass, but really good passing. And we haven't seen this from United for a long time. It's actually entertaining to watch, and it actually makes you proud to watch it, which is something I haven't had for a long time watching United. It's entertaining. Like I said, for most of this season, and Paul Robinson, one of our moderators, will be there. Luke Shaw, Martial. Oh, he turned into trouble there. Pogba. What a run. Oh, Martial over the bar. What a run by Pogba that was. Skills. And I think Pogba wanted to shoot himself. Luke Shaw gets it forward. Martial loses the ball. Pogba goes on some ridiculous run here. Rolls, megs, skills. And it just wouldn't fall for him, and then Martial shoots it over the bar. What a skill. Will clap. I think Wolves might have scored, by the way. Bournemouth and Norwich heading for the Championship. Jimenez has scored. Wolves are going to be a threat. They will be a threat in the top 4 race. They've got fixtures like us, really. Pogba, what a player. The perfect game for United so far, though. You know, we've played very well, but have we played in 5th gear? No, we haven't. But it's been a perfect sort of pre-season game in many ways. Obviously it's not pre-season because we need to win. But if we keep playing this team, it's only going to get better and better. Rashford to me doesn't look quite sharp enough. Look at that talent, says Don Snaps. And United would... I don't know what's going on there. Billy Piper says, come on, Liverpool. The players seem to be feeling very comfortable on the ball, says Rhino. I've seen a butterfly on my screen. I presume you did as well. Luke Shaw with the cross. Harry Maguire. Over the bar. Good to see that from Luke Shaw, though. We've already had an assist from Wan-Bissaka, and it's good to see that progression from the fullbacks getting forward. I think that was a very important thing that we highlighted at the start of the game, was that the fullbacks needed to press forward today. Shian Sander Singh says, I'm loving it. All the haters shut up. Oh, how much I've missed football. Come on, Martial, get in. Pogba's magic. He has to stay. Give him some love. Well, Pogba needs to sign the contract, doesn't he? That's what Pogba needs to do. Will he do it? Or will he just see out his last couple of years and go next summer? I don't know. Look at that from Matic. Ricky's going to love it. Takes it down. Look at that from Matic. I think Matic has been superb today. Oh, ref. Oh, no, it's all right. I thought he went through Bruno then. Matic has been absolutely immaculate today. He's moved. He's not taken loads of touches. He's moved the ball quickly. I think Sheffield United have definitely defensively taken an approach that they don't want to get embarrassed. Because United just haven't been able to create the chances as much this half as they did in the first. Zed Jamie says Ollie needs to make some subs now. What would you do though? What subs would you make? I don't know that Dan James would suit this game, Walter, to be honest with you. Billy Piper says, I agree. Matic is the best performance so far. Martial overrated, just a glorified old Gazzy, says Wader plays. And Pogba signing a new contract better than Sancho, to be honest, says Cytrox. I sort of get where you're coming from. I think if Pogba did sign a new contract, I mean, you imagine that you've got Pogba and Bruno together for the next 3 years. De Gea may as well make himself a cup of tea, says Scott Bennett. It should be the easiest clean sheet he ever gets. Yeah, I mean, Sheffield United have offered absolutely nothing. And hopefully that's what's going to happen over the next few games, because the teams that we're playing, we should be beating. Super chat coming in from Sean Turner. Every time I go to Old Trafford and Matic is played, he's unreal. Live, just does the easy and simple stuff, but it's so effective. That's why Jose loved him. And Sub Rash is struggling, says Emma Heaton. Who do you bring on, though? Who do you bring on, Emma? Maguire's having a good game, says Greg Jones. I don't really give a shit about the centre-backs, to be honest. I mean, it's not really a game where a centre-back has a good game, is it? When they've got sod all to do other than play 5-yard passes between each other. And I don't think for the next few weeks we should even be thinking about the centre-backs. I think it's more about what the forwards are doing, really, in the midfield. In the space of a year, Matic has gone from an industrial fridge to one of those slim-line Dyson vacuum cleaners. He's been very good today. He has been very good today. I think Luke Shaw's going to get booked. Yes, he is. Fair enough. Matic has been immense, and I mean world class, and that's in the last 13 games. I apologise, the man you wrote you off. We are back, Mark, are we? Says Lee Goldart. It's only one game. It's only one game. I've said this a couple of times over the last couple of days on the channel. It's not just about winning today. It's great to win today, and I'm very pleased we've won today, and it was no foregone conclusion, but we've got to win the next 4 games after this as well. We've got to go on a run of winning Premier League games now. That's the challenge. They can only do what they've done in this game so far, but it's about going more and more and more. Cross coming in from Sheffield United. United clear it. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're not that far off it in 720k now. So if you are new, bottom right hand corner, join in with the United Stand. Subscribe. You're gonna love it. Fantastic channel. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We're live for every game. We're live every morning at 10 a.m. With all the latest Man United news and transfer news. We've got fan cams, live shows, absolutely loads to get involved with, and most important of all, fantastic community around the channel. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. And big shout out to everyone who's watching on Twitch as well. Give us a follow on there if you are watching. How many games, if any, do you think David Luiz will get, and should he be playing centre back? I can't believe Arsenal give him a contract, to be honest. But I think if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd just be very worried that you've got no money, to be honest. Because why would you be doing that? Foden's better than Bruno, says Uncle Guild. Well, I wouldn't swap Bruno. Gale has scored for Newcastle, says Cabler76. So basically, all 3 teams in the relegation battle, Aston Villa, Bournemouth and Norwich, are losing. I mean, we're not even getting a bloody relegation scrap here, are we? Brighton are laughing. They're 6 points clear of the relegation zone. Brighton are absolutely fine. Drinks break at the moment. But, yeah, the bottom 3, they're fighting. They're not putting up much of a fight, are they? Not putting up much of a fight at all. But Wolves are winning. So they would be also 2 points behind Chelsea tomorrow. It's interesting, isn't it? The race for top 4 is interesting. White Owl, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are both very one-footed. If they both improve their passing, crossing from their weak sides, it would revolutionise our attack. A lot of fullbacks are, though, aren't they, really? I think. Ollie's looking elegant today, says Christina Horvath. Hope you're doing well, Christina. Score update, Wolves. That's a bloody late update. Come on, Sky. We've known about that goal for about 10 minutes. Welcome to Meaty in Motion Pictures, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Here's Greenwood. Into Martial. See, clever, intelligent hold-up play there. Look at that. That's brilliant from Martial. That's the sort of thing Martial won't get credit for. Down the channel, 3 players on him, holds it up and then feeds it inside and then runs back into the attack. United are playing in third gear at the moment, though. I do agree. Here's Greenwood. Nice little interchange. Ooh, that would have been a cracking goal. Shoots it over the bar. Played the 1-2 with Rashford. Maybe Martial's not going to get his hat-trick. He's not really getting the chances in the second half. Lovely play between Rashford and Greenwood, though. Crap shot. No, it was nowhere near it. I thought it was a bit closer than that. 70 minutes. I'd make some subs now. Bring on Agallo or Mata, says Emma Heaton. I'd bring Mata on for Greenwood. I would bring on Agallo for... Well, see, the trouble with Agallo is I'd like to get him on, but he can only play one position, can't he? And I wouldn't take Martial off. I'd definitely look at getting McTominay and Fred on and taking off a couple of my midfielders. And I might get Brandon Williams on for Luke Shaw just to freshen it up a little bit. Nitin says, our midfield looks good today because no one's snapping at their heels. Hope with the performance but not getting carried away. Great and exciting front five. Yeah, and that's the thing. Take it one step at a time. Do you think Man City can win? Says TTVK Fortnite. And Mata for Bruno and James for Greenwood, says Aswin True Devil. I heard that Pep said that they're prioritising the FA Cup, not the Chelsea game. I mean, that's always the danger, isn't it? Man City know they can't catch Liverpool, and why would they want to do United a favour in the Premier League? But I hope Man City can get something against Chelsea tomorrow, because I don't like the idea of them throwing the game, especially when they're looking at a 2-year ban. Let's be professional at the end of the day. United just passing it around the back at the moment. $1 million before next season. Also love from New York City, says Naheem. And some people have a very hard time changing their perspective on a player, says Shaveen, when they have not liked them for a long time. Shaw can score a hat-trick as a left-back. Side will still hate Shaw. Same with Rance. I think that's the same. That's a shame, because ultimately, is it not about... I mean, as I said, I was never a big fan of Matic's. I thought he was finished, and he's turned it around, and I'm happy to praise him because it makes my team better. So I ain't got a problem with that. But some people just don't seem to be able to move past those sort of agendas, I suppose. Here's Martial into Rashford. Yes! Anthony Martial! Hat-trick time! What a goal! 1-2 with Rashford. Yes! Get in! Martial hat-trick. First Premier League hat-trick since Van Persie, who was the manager, Sir Alex Ferguson. Sit down, Moyes. Sit down, Van Gaal. Sit down, Mourinho. Ollie's done it. Martial's done it. Hat-trick. Boom, boom, boom. Anthony Martial. That is it. That's the goosebump moment. This is it. United are fighting back. 3-0. Hat-trick from Martial. The little L1 circle finish of FIFA to dink it over the goalkeeper. Come on. Come on. Come on. And I tell you what as well, Leicester. Leicester City. The boys in red are coming for you, Leicester. No mercy. No mercy at all. I've just realised that Leicester are the Foxes and the boys in red has connotations with fox hunting, which I'm totally against. That's not what I mean. I don't mean that boys in red are coming to get the Foxes. I mean Manchester United in red are coming to get Leicester City. Ugh. Anthony Martial, get in. Get in. 3-0. I've got myself all hot now. Yes. 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 First blood, and I tell you what, that is the story of the night for me. First bloody hat-trick since Van Persie in the Premier League. We've put that embarrassing stat to bed at last. Get in. Martial, Martial, Martial. Get the t-shirt. The link's in the video description. It's an epic t-shirt tonight. I tell you what, I put it on because I was hot. I normally wear a long sleeve thing for the watch-alongs. And there was a Bruno one and a Martial one. I thought I'm going to wear Martial tonight. Bloody hat-trick. Bloody get in. Get in. Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. Oh, I love it. I bloody love it. I love it. First, and I'm so pleased it's him. Our last 2 hat-tricks have been by 2 of my favourite ever United strikers. Van Persie passing the mantle to Martial. It's been too long, baby. It's been too bloody long. But that is it's the finish as well. On a hat-trick, some people would snap at that and he just dinks it over him because the boy has got class. He's got pure class. We'll sleep well tonight. We'll drink well tonight. Water. Whoa, I'm loving it. We're loving it like that. I'm not going to stop. I'm full of it. I'm full of passion. I'm a passion merchant. I bloody am. I bloody love it. I bloody love it, I tell you. I bloody love it. Oh, look at him. Oh, cold as ice. Someone call the police. There's been a murder. Anthony Martial. He's murdered that bloody defence today. Oh, I feel all tingly inside. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Wear the top more, please, says Corey Gower. I'm going to have to, aren't I? 3 bloody hat-tricks. A hat-trick. How many goals has he got in the Premier League now? And how many's Aubameyang got? I did a bet at the start of the season. Seriously, if someone can let me know, let me know. How many goals has Martial got in the Premier League? And how many goals has Aubameyang got? Agallo will come on now. 5 substitutions are coming on now. Mata, Pereira, James, McTominay and Agallo. So Jesse Lingard obviously wasn't on the bench. Ooh, get Martial off now. 3-0. Tony Martial, he came from France. The English media said he had no chance. 50 million down the drain. Tony Martial scores again. That's what the t-shirt says, actually. Tony Martial, he came from France. English media said he had no chance. 50 million down the drain. Martial scores again. Links in the video description if you want to get that. I'm starting to get very hot. I'm getting very hot, everybody. Martial, too bad the first hat-trick since Van Persie could not happen in front of live fans, says Simon Helden. Yeah, but you know what? The record's gone. Imagine if Martial wasn't lazy. I know, Nathan Medhurst. Sit down. Sit down. Let's see if we can hit 720k subscribers while we're at it, because it's a big night. Martial's hit a hat-trick for the first time in bloody ages, and we could hit 720k subscribers. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner on YouTube to do that. We're currently on 719 and 6. We're 400 away. Bottom right hand corner. Please subscribe and share if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Throw in. 12 minutes to go. Ozzy Montana says we miss Lingard. Just another Harbour kid says 50 million down the drain. Tony Martial scores again. Sit down Arteta, says Billy Piper. People need to apologise to Ollie, says Louis Almighty. Bit early for that, Louis. Little bit early for that. We've won 1 game. We need to go and win another 5. That little heel touch from Bruno, though, filthy, says Omar. And Mark, please can you say Thomas Holden is bad at FIFA? He's my brother and he thinks he's good at FIFA. Do me a favour. Thomas Holden, you're shit at FIFA. And don't take it personally, though. I am as well. I'm not a Man United fan, but you're playing very good, says James. Thank you very much. And how has Bruno been today? Perfect. So Rashford comes off. Martial comes off. Greenwood comes off. I think Rashford got 2 assists as well. That little I think he did. Just the 5 changes, says Devon. 16 goals for Martial, Premier League. And Bruno touch, pass from Rashi and the chip. Beautiful, says Varun. It's been elite. It's been absolutely elite from Manchester United tonight. I've loved it. I've absolutely loved this game. And I predicted 3-0 as well. I hope I get a perfect score. I predicted 1-1 on Friday as well. I mean, hopefully we'll get another goal. But I've just realised I have perfect scored United's last 2 games. I've got the golden touch, everybody. But, look, we may not have all the fans in the ground, but we've got 20,000 people together watching that hat-trick. So take solace in that. It'd be great if we had 75,000 fans in the ground watching it, but we have got over 20,000 of us all watching this together, sharing it together. So thank you everyone who has been tuning in. It's been a memorable evening. A hat-trick from Anthony Martial. And Manchester United hitting the headlines for the right reasons for the first time in a long time as well. So, yeah, loving it. We're loving it. We're loving it like that. Do you really like it? Yes, I do. I do. I bloody love it. I love it. I bloody love football, me. Clean sheet for De Gea as well. Yeah, exactly. That would be great. I can't see how he won't get one, but you never know. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to sing there. Three 0. It's not even the scoreline. I don't even care if nobody else scores. It's the Anthony Martial hat trick as well. It's just it's magnificent, isn't it? So how many goals has Aubameyang got in the Premier League? Has Rashford got less than Martial now as well? Not that I'm bothered. Not that I care. I think the thing as well. It's a really good hat trick. I think he scored a really good hat trick there as well. Shot. De Gea makes a save. It's a long shot. So hot. But I'm not as hot as Anthony Martial. Magnificent. Magnificent. J'ai magnifique. I can't even speak French. We love it. We love it. We love football. Don't mess about at the back, Harry. Here's Luke Shaw. Good 90 minutes for Luke Shaw as well. I mean, look, the next big game for me is Brighton. Obviously we're going to do a watch along for the game against Norwich, and that's a very big game as well. But I would hope that we would make a few changes against Norwich. I mean, Norwich have lost again. Norwich's priority is the Premier League, and they can't even win in the Premier League. So we don't need to put our strongest team out against Norwich, I don't think. I mean, look, correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me what you would think, but I don't think we should be putting our strongest team out against Norwich. Igalo. Trying to do skills there. It was a good bit of skill, but it didn't work. He's seen what Martial's done and he's thought, shit, I've got to start doing some good stuff. Would Dean Henderson have made a difference today? I think that's a very good question on Twitch. I mean, Dean Henderson's a good goalkeeper. He wouldn't have played in this game anyway because he's a Man United player. So as part of the loan rules, we wouldn't do that. But I don't think he would have made a difference on any of those goals, really. I think the goals are all good because they create a great chance. What a cross by Wan-Bissaka that is. The goals are all good goals by Martial, but I don't think a decent goalkeeper makes any difference to that. If I'm honest, and that's just my opinion. I just don't think he would have made any difference to it. Keep subscribing if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can get a 720k while we're live. Martial's loving it. Look, he's well happy. He's so happy. The thing about Martial is, I know for a fact he's quite a reserved character. If you think about it, I mean, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. In my match reaction, where we're going to do all the player ratings, etc. I can't wait for that. It's going to be exciting. But he is a player that is quite a reserved player, and Villa have equalised, I think, against Newcastle. That's quite big. Villa have equalised, yes. Some super chats coming in. John says, Martial had to score a hat-trick when Ollie is the manager. The stars are aligned. Sit down, Van Gaal, Jose, I'm buzzing. Toby, Arsenal fans, it's only Sheffield loses to Brighton and gives a Lewis a new deal. Johnny Barnes says, Sancho and a speedy centre-back and will be the finished article. And I think a longer term, we do need a replacement for Matic or someone who can play there. Whether we can develop McTominay or not. Glad Dan James is getting time on the left wing, says Daniel Luciano. I think in honesty, I think it's been the perfect game, hasn't it? Really, absolutely perfect game for United today. How it's gone, you know, getting players on the pitch. Game time, Martial hat-trick, more games in the legs for a lot of players. Magnificent. Magnificent. Sympathies with Sheffield United? Yeah, probably a little bit. I think that they've huffed and puffed, haven't they? But I mean, what are I know they're missing a centre back, but what have they done as an attacking force? You know, I know they're missing a centre back. We all know they're missing a centre back, but what have they done as an attacking force? Really, I don't think they've. I mean, Pogba's come off as well. He looks happy. Title challenges in the next 3 years, says Aswin. Thanks, pal. Give us a follow if you're watching on Twitch, by the way. A lot of people are. Palace beat Liverpool next, mate, says Luke. I mean, I'm not. I mean, Liverpool are going to win the league. They deserve to win the league. I'm not too fussed about that. United are the train for me with a knick-knack paddywhack. Give a dog a bone, says Jake Pop. Reality check. How basic our team looks after the 5 subs. We really can't afford an injury to the main 5, says Smith Jones. Philip Holmes says Aubameyang's got 17. Rashford's got... Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, Gala's been a bit greedy there. Rashford's got 14. Martial's got 14 in the Premier League. Martial will probably overtake Aubameyang by the time the season ends, says Philip Holmes. I'll bloody love it if Martial scores more goals than Aubameyang, because I said it at the start of the season that it could happen, and I think Martial's played less games. Great squad depth. Hopefully this will help us till the end, says Nathan Medhurst. And play 5 at the back, says Don Snap. So you're about the only person to say that. I think that cross comes in from Pereira. I just think it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I didn't even know. I forgot I was even wearing this T-shirt up until the second goal as well. That's the funny thing. I'd forgotten. So. It just makes me laugh. First hat trick. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can get to 720k tonight. I think the fan cams are going to be lit as well, aren't they? I can't wait to watch Ricky's. I think Flex has got to ask Rants about, you know, give some Luke Shaw some bloody love as well. I don't think it's fair not to. I can't think. I mean, look, I can't wait to do my player ratings because these are the sort of games you want to do your player ratings on. But I can't think of a bad performance. I can't think of a bad performance for United. I think there's differing levels of brilliance today. I mean, look, man of the match. you'd never think that there would actually be an argument for who the man of the match is going to be. But I think there is an argument of who man of the match should be, because Matic has been magnificent and he's still on the pitch now. So that to me is quite a big thing as to who the man of the match should be. I think Anthony Martial has been great, and I've still not made my mind up. But look, Ighalo gives United something. Look, Martial scores a hat trick. Ighalo comes on and he's done very well. I'm going to absolutely tear in to Arsenal. I'm not really. But Matic has been absolutely fantastic. I can't deny that. I think that the fullbacks have done a great job. I've got a very bit of interesting insight that I'm going to keep back for the... Wolves are still winning 1-0, by the way. Villa have got a late point at Newcastle. Norwich losing to Everton. I think Everton go above Arsenal, don't they? When's Arsenal's next game then? Oh no, they're playing Southampton tomorrow night, of course, yes. But yeah, look, United do drop off a lot when you take off the likes of Bruno and Pogba and Martial and Rashford. Of course they do. It's not the same. It's not going to be the same team. It can't be the same team. That's just not how it works. But Martial's just sat there with a big old smile on his face. He'll love it. He'll absolutely love it. Man of the match by Sky. Can't argue with that. I can't wait to do my match rating. Wait to do my match ratings. But I think Anthony Martial today has shown levels that I don't want to give too much away of what I'm going to say in the match reaction, but it's not even about the goals. For me, it's not even about the goals from Martial today, because I would expect a striker to score 2 of those. It's more. He could have scored no goals today, and he would have been fantastic. Don't forget to rate the manager. Well, remind me to rate the manager on the live comments when I do my match reaction. I've dropped the match reaction link in the video description, by the way, because we're very nearly going to be there. But thanks everybody who's watched the watch along, both on Twitch and on YouTube. My match reaction will just be on YouTube. The link is in the video description for it. United Stand on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Final whistle comes in. Big 3 points for United. So much to digest and discuss in the match reaction. I'm going to be on there in about 60 seconds time. But big shout out to everyone for tuning in. Pogba and Matic have been solid, says Nathan Medhurst. And get in there, deserved. Let's get 3rd or 4th place, says Cabler76 on Twitch. And thanks to everybody who's been watching. And we obviously will be back on Saturday with another one. But we've got all the fan cams and match reactions to come in now. I'm going to be doing my player ratings, my man of the match, what I thought about Ollie, what I think about what United can now achieve this season. Which is going to be very, very exciting. So join me for that. Link in the video description. Match reaction on YouTube. I'll see you there in about 30 seconds time. And it's basically going to start off with something about Anthony Martial that I think everybody needs to hear. Speak to you in a minute.